Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ESL Guild Wars 2 Pro League. My name is Munchables and I'm joined once again by the Jebinator and Charnold again. We've made Charnold a little bit of a stand so he can actually be part of the
Correction, you have. I had no part of this whatsoever.
And here we go, the starting split has begun. I'm interested to see how many go far and how many go just for this clock tower battle. Looks like we've actually got blue team orange logo sending... Oh no, they are going to send one over to far. I thought they were sending all four to mid then just to try and force that point. But over towards the mansion, we do see orange logo are going to get the first cap of the game, whereas the windmill was contested and just a 3 versus 3 team fight going on at mid, or 2 versus 2 now in fact.
Yeah, indeed. Just watching this fight go between in this 2v2 currently. So over on the windmill as well, we've got a lot of action going down between these guys. We can just jump in the perspective of someone right here. 11 just being put down there. We will be reversing back. That is quite low as well, and just trying to defend as well as pushing back with the staff to interrupt some of that damage that is currently coming onto him. So fight's pretty stale at the moment. We have seen the mansion getting back into a neutral, of course, here, and looking for the first kill on the map, which is not happening. Everyone being quite cautious, but Farrell's actually being damaged quite hard here. But of course, his heal is not being brought up. But Levin, having been so focused there in terms of damage, has actually been taken quite low there, by the way.
Oh, beautiful little jump as well to get into mid, and that is going to keep him alive back up to half HP. Really nice movement from him, but Sin elsewhere on the map is struggling and has been found out by an illusionary warlock, but there's no way for him to get back on his feet, and that's going to mean the mansion has been won out now by the rank 55 dragons. They're going to be able to finish that cap off, and there's no one over towards the windmill, so it's all about this mid fight right now.
Yeah, Rom's just kind of delaying at the moment, trying to push them, the Necro away at the moment. Texby, who's doing quite a good job just pressuring Rom, not letting him cap the point, and Rom's just trying to push him away as well as trying to offer up some kind of support mid. But Denshi, yeah, going quite low here as well. Tage not able to offer up not much support here as he's got hardly any cooldowns left, and Denshi will be taken into the down state, and they will be able to finish him off there quite well.
Yeah, that is a quick kill coming out from rank 55 as well. They say who they're going to focus, and they eliminate them, and now Tage looks like he might be the next target. He's just desperately trying to kite around this fight by the looks of things. Actually just exited and got outside on that one.
That's a really good idea there from him, because he needs to be able to support extremely well. And they lose that midpoint, but normally actually we've seen orange logo in the past couple of weeks as well as in the previous season kind of losing out in those fights, not only just losing the fight but just losing bodies, and they haven't done that. They've actually rotated back over to the windmill here to try and gather themselves back up, but Tage not able to get his heal out. We are going to see the search and rescue. Nicely interrupt with the shield from the Mesmer there in terms of the Oracle, who got a nice interrupt, and they weren't able to res, well, they were able to res Tage, but unfortunately now Rom is going to go down after that committal, as well as Tage as well, unfortunately, with the Vapor Form there as well. So we are going to just drop back into the aerial kind of phase here. Mansion is going to be lost, of course, on respawn, and rank 55 completely happy to give that up, of course, as they wait for the respawns to come back in the map and actually get the caps here as well.
Yeah, they're going to be more than happy to just trade that for the windmill, because now they're in a great position. When they get those respawns, they can reinforce their points more easily. But I say when they get the nice stun actually onto Baroz, who's just trying to kite away along the wall, and should be just...
I
was about to say he's just about okay, but he's not. He's taken incredibly low. He's out of cooldowns right now. Just needs to try and escape from this one, but Tage is going to be there to try and help him as well, so should be just about okay as they head towards the rest of their team.
Gets the comet off there actually as well, which gives his team a chance to get away and actually regroup themselves. So that's actually great work there from the guys. I do believe we saw the shout coming out from Denshi as well, which is another reason why they were able to get up there in the first place. So now we are going to see mid-fight is going to be contested here. Orange logo not doing too badly at the moment, but not able to get a lot of control here, and just losing a couple of bodies over on the windmill obviously pushed the map ahead for rank 55, and everyone just jumps on top of Farrell's there. Yeah. I don't think anyone's really in the position to come and res him, unfortunately, but mid-fight is really the focus for Orange logo. They're leaving Farrell's while they're trying to get some kind of advantage. Sin going to go for the res actually. Cheeky one, tries to get the interrupt, nice job, and the Syndrome knows that's going to happen, obviously not able to interrupt the Oracle there as he makes some distance. If you're going to go 1v1 versus a Mesmer, I wouldn't want to go 1v1 versus the Oracle if I was Syndrome, but he's going to risk it here here, of course, that is what it needs to do. Orange Logo really not able to get any caps other than the mansion earlier on, unfortunately. Currently, they're having some issues in terms of rotating around the map, and rank 55 are just countering most movement here.
And the focus from rank 55 as well, when we're in these team fights, when they manage to find a single target, they're able to just burn them down so quickly. Dench is now the target that they're looking for, and they are going to knock him into downstate. Sint as well, over towards the windmill, does manage to get the decap, does have that torment ticking away, and it looks like he might be able to kite this one out. His heels on cooldown though.
Yeah, Oracle's trying to chase him and using everything to try and pull Syndranir down, even getting the interrupt there. Does get the immobilized, but Syndranir nicely moves back through that as well. But it should probably go down here unless he gets his portal off, which is what happens. But he's got no Condi removal. His heal was on cooldown as well. Tage does go down elsewhere around the rest of the map. That important 1v1, of course, and that mid-fight, losing bodies there so that rank 55 can remain in control of the map, and manage to get down as well a third man, as Denshi having major problems here. Farrell's now trying to just basically distract and stay alive as the rest of his team respawn. Yeah, I mean, again, this is very tough. This is not a great map for Orange Logo at all. It never really has been in the past either. But at the moment, just trying to distance themselves.
I mean, I feel like there is a difference, though, between not a great map and being 3 capped. Well, there's still 9 minutes in the game. Rank 55 are just about halfway to a victory right now and looking pretty uncontestable at this late stage in the game. Levin is going to be found out all on his own, though. Feroz looking for this 1v1, but Oracle has arrived on the scene and will be able to help his teammate out, and now Levin just going to be able to chase Feroz away. But this is all they need to do. They just need to keep up these skirmishes, make sure nobody's dying, and keep these caps neutralized. So long as they don't lose any of these points, they're just going to be racking on the game points in here. And Tage looking for the decap on mid, and so close to getting it, but Mancow arrives at the last second. Yeah,
and unfortunately not able to get that decap there as well.
Levin's in trouble, as well as Texby.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, Texby does go down here. Obviously not having his heal up there, maybe, as potentially as well. We are looking at Rom trying to come in for a potential search and rescue. No, isn't going to use that, of course, as well, so they do actually get him back up. And he's just going to pull on Node now, offering up still a lot of support as well. He's going to be able to support his team, of course, using that Mender's Amulet as well as the support that just generally comes out from the Ranger. And Texby here does get dropped into the team fight, and maybe this is what they need to do, just have a team fight on the side nodes. Of course, Rez comes out very quick there, and midpoint obviously being contested by the red team, as a couple of members do escape there as well.
They did manage to get a decap over towards the mansion, though, as well, and managed to get that in the favour of Orange Logo. So if they can keep this up and somehow get a 2-cap here and start to rack up some points, maybe they can get themselves back into this game. But it's a tall order at this late stage. Syndranir now seems to be the focused target elsewhere on the map. He's just trying to kite away, actually. I mean, chased by 2.
They just want the kill. They don't even care about the fact that mansion's capped and they could just get the decap. But Syndranir, they just want to get the death on him. Someone will branch out and get the decap there as well. Syndranir goes down. They're leaving downstated.
Right there,
Tage is up top there. I wonder if maybe he's going to try and go for a cheeky res, but like you say, search and rescue comes out. But again, able to interrupt quite well as the body is still on the side there. But Rom, as he tries to go for it as well, he gets hardcore pressured, and that's going to be the end of him.
That's the second time we've seen that this game as well. Zan is going to be going down, though, elsewhere. It's over towards the windmill. Mancow going to be looking for the res, but he can't do that in a 2 versus 1. And that is going to be actually the windmill fight being won here for Orange Logo, as Mancow is going to have to just kite away from this one. So good pickup here by Orange Logo, but again, while they win this one, elsewhere they're losing out, and the mansion has been decapped for rank 55.
Yeah, I mean, this game is obviously over as it is at the moment. But Orange Logo just trying to learn, trying to match up here as well. It feels like the team fights, like the bigger fights, are going well, a lot better for them than these smaller skirmishes at present. Rom's search and rescue is being countered every single time at the moment. I mean, he's getting the body away from the cleave, but he's not able to get the res in the end, and they get the nice damage off. And Tage is actually being hard focused quite well by this rank 55 Dragons team, dealing with the Elementalist so well. No one's able to come to the rescue of him at the moment. And it feels like, what we're missing here on the team of Orange Logo could potentially be that engineer, of course, because they've got the Mesmer, but they don't have the engineer. The engineer having, of course, the Thunderclap, the Flex shoes, the CC and control that's available from that, the stealth as well that's available where you can stealth up. He could stealth up Tage, you know, using his stealth gyro, move away and put Tage in stuff, and that res feels like it would be a lot stronger. But obviously Rom opting to go for the Ranger over the Engineer. Of course, we have seen him playing it in the past. Just wondering whether or not he'll pick that up in the next game.
Yeah, we'll have to see whether they do opt to change things up, but honestly right now it looks like maybe they need to, because I mean, again, a 3-cap came out. It has been decapped on 2 points right now, but with 5 minutes left on the clock and rank 55 just 50 points away from but they're closer to victory than Orange Points have points on the board. Orange Logo have points on the board at all.
There we go.
There we go. Feroz just desperately trying to kite away. Everything's on cooldown right now. The dots are ticking away. Should be able to survive though, I think. Crystalline Hibernation does come out and will be able to keep him alive on the map. Denshi, however, might not be so lucky as he is going to be dropped into downstate. I believe that's over towards the mansion, and he will be finished off. Nobody anywhere near to save him. Yeah,
it does feel like, in terms of their fighting, Orange Logo, they don't feel together. There is this sense of separateness at the moment between these guys that we've seen in recent weeks, and we saw towards the end of the season. Obviously, season 1, the synergy of the team is still not there. Obviously, this game is lost and is over currently. They're still trying to get that synergy together as a team, that communication perhaps, as well as the morale back. To potentially carry them in these games.
Jumping straight on into the second game, looks like the compositions are going to be the same anyway. So Rom still on the Druid and Zan on that Engineer. So here we go as they head on to the second map of the series. It is obviously Temple for the newer ones of you out there.
They've really got to try something different, something new for their team here. We are going to see Syndrome obviously going towards the far point there as well, as we see some stuff coming out, of course, which probably came out from Rom there. And we are going to watch as Rom goes 1v1 potentially with Zan, actually, and Denshi actually switching up. So they switched the match up there, so that's a good job from them. Potentially we had the plus up over on the mid from Faroz, wondering whether or not it's just worth him trying to go for the kill on Mancow here and defeating later on the potential to have some support in the fight later on.
That is going to be the question, but Sin has been focused down elsewhere. Search and Rescue does come into play and will manage to pick him back up again. So that is a huge, huge swing now. Orange Logo managing to get their first Search and Rescue off, which is something we saw countered time and time again in that first map.
Look, they've been separated. Again, they've been separated, but the ball luckily is on point. He needs some Condi removal here from Rom, and that needs to come in. And we are going to see a little interrupt there as well, actually. Rom trying to support from afar, but look, Syndrome here just using that distortion to make sure he survives, kiting away, doing a good job there on the side.
They are so close to the 2-cap.
Yeah, I mean, they get it in the end, and actually this is a good team here between Syndrome and Rom. They're in this nice little skirmish partnership at the moment. The Oracle is actually feeling a lot of pressure, and Syndrome can be really, really focused in terms of getting his damage off as well. Midpoint's looking good as well for both teams. It's fairly stalemated there, actually, to be honest. Oracle's still trying to just survive and hold on here. Gets a nice mower off there as well onto Syndrome, who does have to pull away here. But Rom just trying to support, and Syndrome does drop into the downstate. What are we going to see coming out from the Oracle to just interrupt? Gets a nice Chaos Storm there as well. And unfortunately, Syndrome is going to go down just as the fight was starting to tip in their favour as well.
And Rom as well going to be dropped into that downstate. It was looking so good for Orange Logo. They had the 2-cap to start, and Feroz looking like he might just be being bullied off this point over towards the altar as well. So both sides of the map, Orange Logo starting to lose out, as Zan is more than happy in this 1v1. We're not going to see Feroz go in again, but Zan is more than capable of surviving that bit of burst. And actually 11 coming to +1 this fight. That should be enough to at least push Feroz away,
he just wants to hold on until Syndrome gets here, and then things will be okay. Over towards the midpoint, Denshi probably might go down here. He's got a little bit of time until we are going to see, of course, Rupashar coming out. He's going to use that Signet Heal, actually, which he's going to be using as well as the Elite Shout to try and give himself some survivability here, as well as some extra focus potentially as well, as Tage comes out trying to get the support as much as possible. Nice knockdown comes out as well, as Denshi is knocked down on his feet, and now he's got Rupashar. He won't be in it for too long, needs to pop off some stability there as well. Does get the spiral off to put off a lot of poison onto his foes there, and just is going to distance himself. Surviving so well, but the slick shoot you see comes out from Znorda, and then she goes through the portal, and that is a good survive there from the team of Orange Logo. Good job with that portal, of course.
Some really, really good portals this game.
Actually goes down.
Is going to go down, and I don't know if anyone's going to be able to save him. Really,
Rom is just pecking him. He is taking him down the peg as he pulls out. And look at Zan comes in as well. Nice res comes out from him. He really answers the call there. And Rom, unfortunately,
has just ruined Rom's day.
Not able to get the successful peck off, unfortunately.
Can we please have a Twitter highlight of that? Because that is just beautiful to see.
Mark, you know, if you had had a lot more might stacks, a little bit more cleave there potentially coming up from. We're going to see Kelstorm coming out onto the point over towards the midpoint as well as Mankau goes through the portal over on towards the temple now as well. And score still very, very sustained in terms of, you know, we're actually going to see a stillness coming out from Levin there. Not any caps
Sin
on the board though. Interrupt comes out from Syndra. It's surprised that maybe Sin didn't just go for a cap, maybe on the side or a +1 on mid, so they could just get the kills and actually get the cap points in their favour, because at the moment, rank 55 don't actually have a point. So Sin could have just come over to Temple here really as well, because he really, Dench needs assistance, and I don't feel like Sin actually made the right move there at all.
Yeah, you might be right on that one, as Dench does go down. Mankau
going
to be able to finish him off, and will be able to get that Temple node for rank 55. And they desperately need to get a node on the board right now. Sin seems to be the focus target, but a good blink up onto that high ground, and now he's looking to maybe... Oh, actually, Levin jumping on to try and find that 1v1, but will fall off the ledge again, as we can see Texby has gone down towards the midpoint as well. And Orange Logo starting to win out these fights. Zan and Oracle both having to kite away, as they're really not having a good time of it in this mid fight, and it's looking like Orange Logo might just be able to win the gate if they can keep this performance up.
Yeah, they're doing a fantastic job at the moment. I think Rom is one of the people who's doing a good job in terms of rezzing, but now Syndra obviously down over to on the ladder, on the stairs, running up towards Temple. We are going to see, did we see a search and rescue coming out like the shortest one ever? No, we didn't. It's just a quick little res there, and Rom does get away there as well. Just opted to try and use that staff in terms of mobility, and using the sword as well to move back up towards Temple. I think he made a mistake there, actually. I think he was meant to use, he didn't get the reverse there to try and move up towards the Temple. Not too sure if that was what he was meant to do, unfortunately. Obviously, Syndra is still down and out of the party over towards the midpoint, but still the lead is in the favour of Orange Logo at the moment, but a free cap on Stillness there.
Yeah, Stillness is going to come on out, so this could be enough for rank 55 to close that 50-point gap, and I would expect that just about to be a perfect equalizer if they keep at 1 cap apiece. But that's going to be the question, isn't it? Do they keep at 1 cap apiece? Because the D cap comes out from rank 55
he's going to go down mid
towards the altar. 11 does go down mid, but Mankau is there looking for the res. But is he going to overextend? In fact, the stomp comes out and 11 will be finished off. So that's really good news for Orange Logo. And again, they keep on getting kills at this midpoint, but they haven't actually managed to capture it at any point just yet. They need to convert these kills into objectives at this point, because rank 55... they are only about 35 points behind. It's not enough of a lead right now for Orange Logo. They need to somehow secure this lead for themselves.
I love how the Oracle as well is using that distortion to just reposition the guys sometimes. So using the distortion so no effects can come onto them really that much, so that they're able to just reposition themselves. As we have Tranquility coming up now, Syndra is the only one who's moving to position to get it, and I think they might
he might just get away with that.
Get it? Okay. Rank 55 are just they're fine with going with what they have at the moment. Are we going to see bodies jumping onto these caps though? Because that's the important thing. Okay, they get Tranquility, but will they control the map? And they do at the moment. And they're just going to leave the other cap open. Sin can get right back up there quite quickly, but then she goes down here as well. This is going to be a nice rest from Rom, who comes in. This is essential for them to keep control of this map at the moment, especially because Levin is down as well. He gets him up quick enough. We're going to see enough damage. That's great control there as well. And Levin goes down, and that's great for Orange Logo here. They should be able to keep control of the 2 cap if they can get that stillness, of course, because it will be a 2 cap because it's double cap points. And this is great from Orange Logo. I've never seen them this strong on Temple of Silent Storm.
Maybe this is something they've been practicing. Tage now desperately trying to escape. The combis are stacked up and he will go down.
Anyone in position?
Sin is looking to try and save him. Vaporform will come out as Rom maybe looks to join this fight as well, but Tage now is going to be the one. In fact, it was Tage all along.
He's got him up.
That's the search and rescue comes out.
Epic. Now Rom's played placement in terms of his shadow, in terms of his search and rescues are really good on this map. And I said this last week, there's so many nooks and crannies, different like ledges and stuff that you can really get onto to get great search and rescues up. And if you haven't got a blink and your interrupts up as well, you can be able to get a fantastic res off, and that's how many times Rom has got that off on this map.
Yeah, and now they've managed to extend this lead to 120 points. This is huge for Orange Logo. As said, they needed to secure that lead a little bit more, and that's exactly what they did. Questionable decision making by rank 55, but Feroz now in a whole lot of trouble. He has been CC'd up. He's going to be able to roll away though, and Denshi is going to be there to save the day at the last second right there. And now Denshi looking to try and get onto this point. Is only a couple of ticks away from being capped. He's desperately trying to deny it, and he is just about within that ring. If any kind of knockback happens though, in fact, you're absolutely right. He might just be going down in the end because there's nobody here to save him. But Levin as well is going to be finished. Tage looking to finish that one off, but if they trade it for Denshi,
didn't get any damage off before. That means he should be able to get the res here. Surely Tage comes in. Is he going to pull off a nice... No, he doesn't need to, actually. I feel like he was going to go up there. Yeah, he was indeed to go for the Comet. And he didn't need to because he knew, obviously, he was going to be able to get the res there. So good job from Tage and those guys in getting in there on time. But unfortunately, Denshi obviously not getting damage off to get rallied there, of course, from the down they got on the steps leading up to the point. So they're making some great decisions here, Orange Logo, in terms of who they're chasing and the cap points that they're going for, as well as the matchups and the fights that they are choosing to stay in currently at the moment. Now they're looking for the damage here on Rom. Rom is one of the main culprits that's keeping Orange Logo alive at the present. Has search and rescue backup. They know that if he stays alive, oh look at the damage it comes onto Texby. That's classic almost, that Rom runs away from the fight there and they're going to get the focus on it. Oh, Texby is so close to getting res, and he does get up there. Good res from those guys. Rom actually just had to get away because he had so much focus on him. Now back in the day, Rom was always one of those targets that was going to be taken out, and they used to the opposite team always used to chase him down, and as that happened, of course, the rest of the Orange Logo members would just jump onto the back line and take them out one by one, just as they're trying to chase Rom, because Rom is so survivable in terms of, you know, able to get a lot of mobility off as well. Another stillness comes out.
Yeah, so Orange Logo now with a single cap over towards the temple right now, but
this is going to be
contested by Texby.
This is going to be a massive upset here.
They're on double the points right now. This is absolutely huge. Now the gate goes the way of rank 55, a much needed point, and it's felt like rank 55 haven't been able to keep a point on the map for so long in this game now, and Orange Logo, they don't even need to do anything now. All they need to do is just sustain this and keep it how it is, and they win the game. Orange Logo have their work cut out, but Texby again in a whole lot of trouble. Sin now desperately trying to get away. He's going to get a nice little blink there. Texby going to be dropped down and will be knocked into that down state over towards the temple, and
they're not going to be able to do anything
about that. Anybody can save him from that one. There were so many members there.
Look at the Oracle. He's going around for a cheeky decap. I don't think they've noticed that he's there. Rom needs to move. He needs to hold butt right now. He's not. He's going down the bottom of the stairs. They're going to lose the cap they have. What is going on here? They've completely lost the Oracle, but they're getting the decap over on the mid. I mean, we're seeing neutral caps here. I mean, he's opting to go down towards... He was in this area down here. Looks like he was just looking to try and get some extra damage as well as push people away. But I think they were just distracting so that they could get the easy decap there, which again, you know, was very easy for them to get. But luckily they get the mid cap in their favor. Rank 55 not doing too well on this map at the moment. Actually, I feel like the matching up in terms of just able to get the kills on this map at the moment, very much in favor of Orange Logo. And like we were saying earlier, team fight potential, they're very, very strong, but it feels like here they're actually stronger in the skirmishes.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Sin is going to be the focus target. Feroz already down. Wiped. This is the wipe. This is disaster right now for Orange Logo. They need to just somehow hold on to this game. If they all start to lose now, this could be curtains. 3 people down, but we are going to see Rom looking maybe for those reses, trying to get over there, but we are going to see Oracle is there to try and deny things.
No, that's not far enough.
That's a 3-man wipe though, so now rank 55, they've only got 3 minutes on the clock. They still have work cut out to be able to get back into this game. They're going to get the 2 cap for themselves. Alter is still +1. If Tage can survive this, then they're in good stead, but I don't know how long he's going to be able to keep this one away while it's 2 versus 1.
Up as well. He's got hardly any cooldowns. Tries to get some stability off as well as using Lightning Flash up to the top, which is a good job from him to survive. He's just trying to hold it contested, and that's a strong free cap coming out now. We've got 5 seconds until a Tranquility / Stillness comes up, and now Red Team are are in the position to try and thwart Orange Logo from getting that in the first place. What are they going for? Are they going for decaps here, or are they going to go for the Tranquility? They're going to go for both, actually. Is anyone going to go for Stillness as well? It looks like Orange Logo are just going to be pushed away from any type of control here. Tate comes in to help Denshi, and now they're going for support in terms, rather than going for the momentum and the push they need to get here. They need to get that kill on Levin as well. And Rom is very low. He goes into downstate. 100 points left, 2 minutes in the map, but the free cap will give them the lead if they aren't able to get a decap here, especially if we see some kind of Tranquility coming out quite shortly.
I can't believe what I'm watching right now. Rank 55 have been so far behind this game. I was sure Orange Logo were going to take this one, but Rom, down in that downstate, all Rank 55 need to do is just contest these buffs. And I mean, even if Tranquility comes out, Rank 55 are in pretty good positions to just recapture the points anyway. And now this fight over Stillness is going to go on, but all they need to do really is, I mean, it doesn't matter if Orange Logo gets Stillness at this point. That is just a non-factor. All that matters is if Zan gets it. That's basically game over. Decap comes out on Alter though.
Yeah, that's a little negation, but look, there's still 50 points left. And that's not going to be no time with the 2-cap coming out as well. I mean, they're still contesting over Stillness because they don't want them to get even more of a lead. They just need to get the decaps here at least to make sure they keep the neutral. But Denshi going down is really going to thwart that again.
Rom gets the res.
Search and rescue. So close.
He can't get the res. He didn't manage to finish off the res. I was so sure that he'd managed to get that one, but he's going to have to just kite away, and that is going to be Denshi going down. Stillness is picked up as well by Rank 55,
that's so
and they've managed to pull themselves back into this game. They have taken the lead with just a minute left on the clock. They're looking to finish this one out as well, as their Oracle is just trying to get the Tranquility. He's not going to be allowed to do that one, but...
Now Rom as well, over towards the midpoint. This is a great comeback from Rank 55 Dragons. And now Rom is going to be able to get ahead of Mancow to get that decap, but at the moment this game is over with only 30 seconds left in the game. Stillness ended up on Stillness with the 2-cap as well. They need a full decap here at least. They can't win the game. It's not happening. It's not possible, especially with Stillness being out and the 20 seconds left on the map. Orange Logo will be kicking themselves for this defeat.
I am heartbroken for Orange Logo right now. They were so close to snagging this victory and pushing it to a 3-game series, but Rank 55, honestly, just proving why they are the Season 1 champions, why they are the best team in the world.
Composure as well.
When you are on less than half of your opponent's points and you're able to just keep yourself, as you say, composed under that pressure and come back in. And actually now, if you take a look at that final score, 478 to 396. That was Super Smash. This is really going to be kind of their game to prove that they are here to stay in the Pro League, because they are kind of the new kids on the block. They've still got to build up a reputation for themselves.
And just to note, like I just showed you guys as well, is the Blackjack changing back some of his traits there as well. Feels like that's probably what a couple of people are doing here and there, maybe just in case people are watching the stream or just to troll me. But that happens, and that's the way that is. We are going to see early on as well, or just moving up from the Revenant here on the team of Super Smash as well. Just getting a little bit caught there, but Super as well. As we're with our stick shoes coming out from Sable, just over towards this mansion node. As the just over in the windmill, we have seen that coming out, of course, for Car Crash.
Absolutely. We're going to see, actually, Slink was getting focused up. As I say that, I guess completely
turned nice Moa here over on mid.
In a lot of trouble. Moa does come out. He's just desperately trying to escape, but will end up falling in the end. It was a very good effort, but he will be stopped in the end. Amka is going to be able to finish that one off. And actually, Nagnag is going to go down as well elsewhere on the map. That is over towards the mansion, in fact, and I don't think there's anything Super can do. And in fact, Super's incredibly low himself. He might be in a whole heap of trouble. And Super Smash is starting this game off right now.
But Sable's really low.
Still actually surviving, and he's got them both though, but will finally go into that down state and should be finished off pretty comfortably here. So Super Smash with 3 kills on the board already. They've yet to get a cap just yet though.
See, this is... I feel like Super there, just when he was in the Elixir S proc, he probably should have just left the node, because he didn't really have massive cooldowns. He had his heal left, but really in that situation, he could have just used it to get away, and unfortunately didn't, and chose to stay back on the cap there. At least he kept 2 members out while the rest of his team were respawning, so here on the other side of the map, they could potentially get an advantage now. And Sling, nice no heal coming out from Sling as well. Any res coming out from these guys. Amstar thinking about it, but now he's going to blink away. He gets distance now as well. He's getting trained from behind. Has Condi removal because he has his shatters up, but does decide to use Distortion as well as using Chaos Storm to put some distance between himself and the opponent there. Good job in terms of him getting away. They do only lose one body in the end, but Amstar quite low over towards midpoint. Couple of cooldowns not left as well. Posey comes back up towards mid, does have heal and Reaper Shroud back up, and should be okay here to operate in terms of getting a kill over on the mid node.
Yeah, it certainly should be, and this is going to be a very even fight so far. Each team has one of those side notes, and now the fight is going to be all about this midpoint. Nagnak being the focus target here, but actually a lot of just AoE damage coming out right now from Super Smashers there.
Oh, he's going to get quick +1 here. Over on the mansion node, he wants to get the quick kill onto Sable here. This is a good move from Nagnak if they can do it. Sable doesn't look like he's fully aware, but he does bring out the... I do believe he did actually bring out the... the gyro there to make sure a lot of damage didn't come out. Now he's using Elixir X, and that's meant he was able to be extremely tanky there, as well as getting some nice stability. So the staff from the Revenant, of course, not able to be used, just taking those stacks away. And actually Sable survives extremely well. Does have his gyro back up if the burst does decide to come out from Nagnak, just in case. And actually they've been able to turn this around in their favor, and Sable plays that extremely well.
Yeah, unfortunately though, in the meantime they did lose the cap onto the mansion, so now Car Crash is starting to stack up some points, and as well, Garion has gone down elsewhere on the map. In fact, that is over towards the mansion, and that should be the kill. Super finishes that one off. So Car Crash win the fight out eventually, and they are going to be able to cap that mansion for themselves. They're even looking for more kills as they push on forwards. But over towards this midpoint, Amka and Sling up against Blackjack and Posey here. But neither team really managing to get too much pressure out in this 2 versus 1. Sable actually getting fairly low, has a whole lot of boons to work with, but he's being chased here by Super.
Here. If he can keep him, Garion can come in, and Super must be aware that Garion is about to come in and really try and take him out here. Sable gets the Elixir S proc off, and then really a lot of damage comes out to Super, and he's going to be absolutely annihilated here. Elixir S proc comes out with a mini defense field, of course, as well, and no one comes in to help over towards the mansion point. They opt to go for the kill on Sling over on the mid instead, and that's where they're going to get the control. They know the respawn's going to come out for Super, and mid is a good point of contention for these guys as they potentially get that node. Amka still doing a great job of surviving here. Obviously gets a nice comment off, I do believe, there as well, but does get really pressured by the condis coming out from Posey, as well as the burst damage from Nagnak.
Yeah, so Amka will be going down there, I believe, and that is going to be the stomp coming out from Nagnak in the end. So they get another kill for themselves. That is Car Crashed, and they are now 30 points ahead of their opponents, but that's really not a massive lead.
Oh no, Anka's going to get res here. That's a great res as we see Sable coming out over towards mid, and he's back up and in the party, and that's a really, really big mistake from Car Crash. They didn't want him back up in the fight because they started to get quite a nice lead there, and actually I think we could see this maybe go back into the favor of these guys. As Amstar low, it's just trying to back away and kite out. It does have some nice cooldowns left available. He has Portal as well as it reaches place, as well as Distortion for his team should they need to use it, which is probably going to come up quite soon as they start to get the push on Posey.
Posey's in trouble right now. Doesn't have his Reaper Shroud up, and he will go into that downstate. I don't think anyone's really going to be able to save him.
Wow, look at that switch around.
I say that. The second I say no one's going to be able to save him, it manages to get away, but Amka is going to be there to chase him on out and just get that Reaper Shroud up again, but will be dropped into the downstate, and this time he should be finished off. Nagnak trying to get the res though onto him, and there's the stomp. Finally managed to finish off Posey, and Super Smash managing to win out that fight. Sable versus Super over at the mansion. It's just going to be complete neutral cap in this 1 versus 1. As we're actually going to see Super nearly finishing him off. A couple of heals are going to be able to come out though, and Sable may be still in trouble here. He's just desperately trying to kite out, but we've seen some fantastic kiting coming out from Sable earlier on in this game. I would expect him to be a-okay in that one, but over towards the midpoint, it's now Nagnak who has to be the one kiting around, just waiting for that heal to come off cooldown, but it's going to be up in 5 seconds, so he should be okay.
Yeah, coming back into this fight as well. He's doing a good job. Still over towards the other side of the map on the mansion. We're going to see, looks like we're going to see an plus here, or a switch out, a bit of a match out switch out between the Posey here and Sable as well, as Super moves over towards the midpoint as well. Good, nice decision. Well, a pretty gutsy decision as well to switch these guys around. And now looks like they're going to be able to get in this midpoint as well. Very slow game, halfway point almost as well, and only a 60-point difference here at the moment. So it's quite slow paced actually, with some decisive movement for both teams.
Yeah, and this is the thing. There's only a 60-point difference. So the second one team is able to get control of the map, that will swing Sable in very deep water right now.
Oh, nice from Nag with the staff. Just pushes Sable, not able to get that momentum off, and he needs to evade as much as possible. Nice knockback.
Goes down.
A fantastic knockback from Nag to get that down there as well. And Posey and the rest of the members just cleaving hard on that corpse. And no res will be coming out from poor man Sable, as we will see, of course.
Posey's in trouble, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Amstar should be okay here. They're just going to go full on damage, and has also got Portal. Moves over towards the midpoint. Good job. Is he going to pull out the Moa? Not yet, because he's not got Continuum Split, and that's a decision he has to make, and that's a good escape there from Amstar. He really needs to regenerate. He's not actually going to reset. He's going to use his heal and get back in there. Oh no, but Nag actually gets onto him as well over towards this side of the map and could take him down if he's not very careful.
I really think Amstar needed to go for the reset right there. Needed to get that regeneration off. Will go down in the end, and that could be bad news for Super Smash, as Car Crash have got 1 point, is ticking over nicely for them now. Sling in a little bit of trouble over in that 1v1, but he should be just about okay against that Druid. Does have that Reap Shroud available, so he's going to be able to tank up a little bit. But actually, he's running out of cooldowns here.
Yeah, I mean, Kenscott's got a lot of content remove as well that he should so need, and he's doing a good job. And I believe we did see a lot of...
Oh, Nagnak's joining the fight as well. Sling that's not going to be great. Definitely going down right now. He will be finished off in this 2 versus 1, and the Condis are stacking up even while he's in that down state. So he will be dropping in the end. Sable turns into a giant tornado to try and blast Posey off this node.
He can get rid of some of those stability stacks as well. If I was Sable, I'd just stick on the node and get the decap. Get the decap, me old mucker. That's what you need to get right now. Posey does go into down state, of course, and that's very important to try and keep him there for as long as possible. Posey is completely down and out there. Are we going to see a rescue? A res comes in and he's successful. That's really strong for them to try and get back into this mansion fight here and get the cap back in their favor, get a couple of kills as well towards their spawn point.
Yeah, in the meantime, though, the windmill is now in favor of Car Crash, so they're stacking points up. Super and Posey both starting to feel the pressure in this fight. Posey will go into downstate, and Super, I'm not sure he's got long for this world either. Just needs to find a way on out of this fight. You're absolutely right, but wait, who even rezzed him right there? How did they manage to pull that one away?
Amazing work.
He even manages to kite away from this one as well.
Yeah, and we do see this. It's not the greatest position. I think they just came off him there as well. We saw members coming in for the res. It wasn't both teams making kind of similar mistakes actually in this match. Down. Sable does go down, and they've come in with the burst to bring down Sable, and they should be able to pick up. No, they're not going to be able to pick him up at all, actually. Sorry, pick up the kill is what I was going to say. Yeah. But picking up the res, not going to happen indeed. And we are going to see that potentially Car Crash should be able to run away with the map now, as they've had Windmill for a good old time now as well.
Yeah, they're looking for the 2-cap as well, as the mansion fight is now officially won in their favor. The war is over as far as they're concerned at the mansion, and they are going to be able to have that 2-cap on the board. So now the fight moves over towards this mid node. It's the only one that's still neutral.
Oh, this is the worst combination to go against as well. Let's go against the Ranger and the Elementalist, and they have suckered them right into this node, and Garrion knows it. He goes to +1 over on the windmill as well with Sling to try and help out over there. Just get the quick kill, because they need that, and they need that map contention right now, and they need to get the fast kill. So let's go dip back over onto mid, where blue team, I believe they do have control currently. They do take down Posey because it wasn't maybe on the map on the overlay. Maybe he wasn't aware that in fact that cap was indeed lost. Portal move over towards the mansion node now for the blue team, and that's great movement there. This is the kind of thing they need to do, using those portals very effectively, and that's really the first proper use we've seen in terms of getting early control here. And Super is doing a good job at trying to defend. Elixir proc means that he's not going to be able to keep control of the node, and he's going to use that stealth gyro there to give himself some tankability, but he's going to be pulled out of that, and now we're going to have the issue over on this side of the map where Super could lose out. But the thing is, Sling down on the windmill as well. Yeah,
Sling did go down, and now Garrion looks like he might be following soon as well. Everything's on cooldown and will get dropped into that downstate. There's nobody anywhere near to pick up the res onto him, and that is going to mean that the windmill is not only one, but it is currently a 2-cap for Super Smash, but with a man down. Actually, Super is down over towards the mansion as well, so it's actually a fairly even fight across the map right now. If Super Smash can win this mid node and decap Windmill, maybe they can still get in. They've got 3 minutes and 30 to work with. It's definitely a mountain for them to climb to actually be able to win this map at this point. Car Crash definitely have a significant lead, but they're looking to try and find something here in the midpoint.
Time's running out as well, unfortunately. It's interesting how I don't think we've seen a single... You can see the clock tower is completely closed off. No one has even hit a shot into mid. And it feels like actually the teams just getting a shot off and opening one of the sides on Kylo could be really beneficial in terms of not putting their necros on the node and having someone split off and having them... They would have to do that in terms of, you know, being able to take down, say, a necro. Whereas everyone is just right on node. They're right in the middle of the fight here, right next to all the support as well. We are going to see Sin going into the downstate. People are trying to go for the res, and look what they're doing. They're doing a car crash, pulling right into it, but they are potentially going to be successful. But Sling again drops into Reaper Shroud. He's going to go down as soon as he comes out of that Shroud, and that is over and out for this team. They're going to start to wipe here unless they escape. Sable knows that that needs to be the case. He goes back for the withdraw to defend over on the mansion, and looking like potentially over here on the windmill, actually, maybe we could see a blue team member. No, it's not going to happen because they've started to go down and out over towards this midpoint.
Yeah, they certainly have, and now they need to spread out and try and find somewhere on the map that is a refuge. Amka is going to be finished off there towards the mid node as well, but I think Car Crash now have pretty much secured this game for themselves. The only way Super Smash get back in is if they get a miracle 3 cap, but I don't really see that happening at this stage. Car Crash, they've managed to take control of that midpoint once more as Sable just trying to kite away once again. We saw him do some fantastic work earlier. Elixir S will get him away for now, and he should be able to kite away. Gets his heal back off and will get his HP back.
Oh, nice. He uses the evade with the slick shoes. Actually, really does a great job there in terms of his own survival, and really stopped Car Crash quite well. And now Amka really supporting quite well, and they could even turn this fight into their own favour. They are currently, I think they're outnumbering as well. We're going to see Blackjack coming into this fight, but that's a good example of how, you know, Super Smash can perform quite well in these skirmishes and in team fights as well. But the thing is, they're not able to get around the map. They're not winning enough of these fights, unfortunately.
Posey drops, though, elsewhere on the map. That is going to be a good downstate over towards the windmill.
Yeah, but Kanskat pulls out.
Search and rescue comes on out, and I don't know if he's actually going to be able to get the res on that one. He's trying his very best.
No, nice knockback for the Revenant. Yeah, indeed, by the staff. Good job from him. But we are going to see as well, around the rest of the map here, Super does get quite low. Now, I'm wondering, Temple could be a different case for these guys. That's a great slick shoot from Sable in a very small, secluded area. And that's a great job. We can see the skill of these players just in terms of their own solo play. But it feels like they really need to bring their team fighting together. And that's what they're doing here on the mansion. They're making a statement before Car Crash win this game, because there's no way they can come back, but they're not giving up. They want to make sure they try and get some kind of idea of the matchups, of the team fighting, and at the moment they're performing extremely strongly. And in fact, I would say they're currently outplaying Car Crash, but the thing is that Car Crash know they've won the game.
The thing is, it's too little too late, and if we can see this Super Smash come into the start of the second map, then we've got a series on our hands. We'll have to wait and see. But this map specifically has only got 15 seconds left, and I don't think that's enough to get 250 points right now for Super Smash. So it is going to be Car Crash taking the very first map in this series as they trade blows, trade kills, but it's too little too late. And 25 points away from maximum score. Car Crash are going to take the Battle of Kylos. Yeah, I think this is maybe their opportunity to get something on the board. The first map was definitely close enough. They could have maybe had a miracle comeback, and as we said, this is the map to do it on. But here we go. The game is underway, and actually, just one person going over towards the gate from either side, but it looks like there is going to be +1. Ooh. I think they're trying to scout out where the opponents are going, trying to work out where their enemies are going to be sending members so that they can match it. But here we go.
They really
2 versus 2 just in
here.
The middle of nowhere right now. Garion does get dropped down. Sling looking to try and pick him back up, but he's not going to be able to right there. As you say, Slick Shoes comes out and Sling just gets straight on out of there. He knows that that's a no-go, and really good first kill coming out from Car Crash.
Yeah, I mean, Car Crash last week, we saw them going in for those reses, and that was just never good for them. Unfortunately, I think Sling, knowing full well, made a good decision not to go for that there. He thought about it for a moment, but then obviously back stacked out. And that's a great early pickup for the Car Crash team. It feels like, you know, blue team were moving around mid. They didn't know where Car Crash were running around because they were stealthed with a stealth gyro up top. And of course, you know, they were kind of confused with the positioning. So that was a good job from Car Crash, just bringing out that early stealth to confuse the blue team at the start there. Nagnag very low as he moves over down towards the midpoint. But the thing is, Super is back and he is ready with those slick shoes and takes him down there. And well, the slick shoes just make sure that Amka isn't able to get the res there either and knocked him down. Unfortunately, didn't have any stability stacks there to make sure he was going to be able to stand up. But of course, slick shoes, you know how hard that is in terms of staying up. It's very strong, very powerful ability.
Garion is being absolutely cyberbullied so far this game. He's already been going down twice. Sling now is going to be dropped into the downstate, and nobody's going to be around to pick him back up. Amka still around there, but he's not going to be able to do anything all on his own. He's looking to just try and escape, but look at the Condi stacking up. He's going to go down as well, and this is Car Crash really starting to run away with this second map in this best of 3. Amstar has arrived, but again, they just can't pick these men up. Sling actually nearly manages to get the res right there. So close to getting back up. Amka is finished off, but look at the amount of Condi stacking up onto him. He will now be going down, and it's a 2-man advantage in favor of Car Crash. They've still got the altar for themselves.
He pulls off Elixir X there, but the thing is, he almost gets brought right out of it. He gets brought right out of it because his HP drops so low, and Elixir S proc stops him from being able to get away even further. And they actually just leave him. As in Elixir S proc, let's just leave him while he's in that. Get the damage on Amstar there. But the thing is, they could have actually just piled on some more pressure onto Sable, and they went for the choice of the decap because they've got caps elsewhere, but they do lose control now over on the altar.
Yeah, they do indeed. So it's just a single cap over towards Car Crash right now across the map, but look at the points already, nearly 80, 90 points ahead of their opponents, and this is going to be a very important fight right now for Super Smash. They need to get this home node to be able to get themselves back into this map and get some kind of control right now. But the temple has actually been finished off right now. Car Crash in complete control of it. Sable now is going to be the focus target over in this fight, and he's desperately trying to escape, but 2 men drop simultaneously across the map. Sable will be going down as well as Garion, who's finished off elsewhere. Now Amka is dropping, and Car Crash are looking to try and turn this into a wipe if they can. Sable, again, just going to finally be finished off as Amstar and Sling as well starting to get low, and Car Crash just honestly in complete control of this.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't feel like that was a great matchup for them, to be fair. And actually, oh no, look at that knockback there. They knocked him right off the portal, and that's great control from those boys. We are going to see Amstar there as well, but obviously we're going to see Ankar does get through the portal in the end, of course, with Vapor, and there we are going to see the res comes out. So obviously, you know, knocking him away from the portal in the first instance was very good, but unfortunately in the end he's able to get through that, unfortunately, in terms of the case of Car Crash there. And now blue team not able to get anything over on the map, so this is some contestation over towards Stillness here, and the altar node is being contested currently between Blackjack and Sling. And actually this is not a bad matchup now for the guys on the blue team, but the problem is that Car Crash still have, you know, they do still have the Ranger in the fight, but it's turned out quite well for them. Not a massive amount of support here. It's brought Posey into downstate, and we saw a nice mower coming out as well.
Yeah, that is going to be Posey finished off as well. So
Super Smash pulling a cheeky one here.
Does manage to get to node. So he's going to be fairly tanky on this one, and Nagnag is going to be there to support him as well. So should be able to survive for a decent amount of time. But look at the amount of Condis on him, and Kanscout might just be going down here. His heel's on cooldown. He's in a little bit of trouble. Just kiting away, and we'll finally go into downstate.
Dodges a lot of damage there.
I don't know if they're going to be able to get the res off. It looks like they are. Yep. Kanscout straight back onto his feet, and they're going to be able to... He's actually just going to escape this fight now. So maybe abandoning Nagnag and Super there, who are going to continue to fight in this one, but Super again just trying to run away in mini-meme
pushing
form.
On him at all. Like, they are actually going to, and that's good by Gary, and he really needed to do that. We are going to see the gyro coming out, which is going to thwart a lot of that damage, and Garen actually gets damaged hard himself, actually pulls out the sword number 3 and comes up with some own damage of his own, as well as evading a lot of those attacks there. Good job from him. So we jump into Garian's point of view. His heal's back up in 20 seconds, has to pop the heal on the assassin starts to make sure he can potentially get some lifesteal here and get some extra damage on potentially Nagnag. But will he be able to do it? He can actually. He pulls Nagnag right away from that support, and actually if Garion turns around right now when he gets the weapon swap, which is what he's going to do, he's going to be able to take him into downstate, and you could see that happening from a mile away. I feel like Nagnag made a big mistake there.
Super as well there.
Is Super going to come in with an awesome play here? Are we going to see a stealth? He gets the stealth off. He's going to go for the res now. Does have... Did he have stability? He's still going for it. No, he cannot get this res. Surely he gets a nice knockback there. And that's a good effort from Super, but Nagnag made a big mistake in going for that kill, and Garion really played that well, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. And the knockback from Garion, just to make sure Super couldn't get onto the res immediately, that actually ended up securing the kill. But actually, I don't think they even got the kill in the end. I think Nagnag managed to get back up.
I missed that, unfortunately.
Not 100% sure what happened, but Sling elsewhere is starting to be the focus target.
No doubt it was Canscout, because he has search and rescue off cooldown. I was just going around the map there because I was convinced that was going to be a kill, and that's a big mistake. That's the problem there. Not following up the kill with the kill. Apologies for missing that. Unfortunately, it's kind of obvious what potentially happened there anyway. But with this map, there's obviously so much happening that's so important around the map as well, and they're going to potentially think about going for stillness here. We have seen Tranquility being taken as well easily by these guys, but obviously the distraction of the res as well means that Posey is able to get that cap of... sorry, not Posey. Posey wasn't able to come down and interfere with the cap, unfortunately, of the Tranquility.
Absolutely, and now Super Smash actually in a fantastic position. If they can just hold these caps, this is going to be their opportunity to catch up, because Car Crash are miles ahead right now. But with this 2 cap that they've managed to secure for themselves with that Tranquility, they might just be able to find their way back in. Garion has gone down though, and actually Sable might be following suit right now. He's not got his heal available. But here we go. It's going to be Nagnag looking to finish him, and he will be able to do so. So 2 men across the board going down, and that is going to be 2 caps going down as well. Super Smash now with just a single cap over towards the altar.
They're fighting over stillness as well here. Just both elementalists just sustaining it, and we're going to see pluses coming out. Super comes over towards the stillness as well. Feels like focusing so hard on some of these fights just because they're so exciting. There's so much going on in this map. Need to get a little bit more of a general view in terms of the bus coming up as well. So stillness is still being contested, and a lot of the fighting is going on over towards this temple. They're only 150 points behind. The comeback is completely doable. We've got 7 minutes left. We've still got Tranquility and Stillness coming out, but that Tranquility really didn't benefit the blue team whatsoever. They got a few more points on the board, but they haven't been able to control the map.
Yeah, they haven't been able to keep any of those nodes that they managed to get the 3 cap on, but here we go. The fight looks to be all about stillness right now, as both teams just sending members left, right and center, but Amka seems to be the focus target. Just manages to get a full heal off onto himself though. And
Sling might lose this 1v1 over on the other side between himself and Posey as well if he's not careful. Does get the fear off on Posey. Posey just gets into Reaper Shroud here as well. Potentially has Spiral left to get some nice poison effects. Doesn't get that off, unfortunately, I don't believe. And the counter fear comes up from Posey as well. Still quite close, and actually Sling starts to get a ton of damage out, but we see Nagnag, and that just completely negates anything that comes out from him. Anchor does come in for the potential res, doesn't feel that's going to be like the great option. Pops off his shout to give him some frost armor there, and we're not going to see Comet able to be coming out onto Nagnag because he pulls out the staff, and now we're going to see a 1v1 between Posey and also Anchor here.
Stillness was capped as well in the meantime for Car Crash, so they're continuing to stack up as if they have a 2 cap right now. I'm getting that 1v1 will be just about fine, but here we go as the fight is over towards the temple right now, but there's not really anything they can do. Canscout is going to be able to hold on to his life for a very long time, and I feel like right now the fight is all about this altar, but I don't think either team really managing to get too much of an advantage here. Posey down to a half HP, but no one's really there to kind of focus him down at this point, just waiting for his heal to come back off cooldown. But here we go. We are going to see the Revenant jumping in onto him, Garion trying to finish him off, but Posey goes into that Reaper Shroud form.
Oh, needs to be careful here. He's going to Crystalline Hibernation, but he's not got a lot of strong cooldowns left at the moment to help him out. But he is going to jump back onto the point. Sling is going to help him out in terms of his damage, though. And now Garion just pulling off a few of those defensive maneuvers, gets his nice Herald heal off. Of course, the damage comes out to him, and he gets healed back up to almost full HP there as well. Canscout getting almost dropped on the other side of the map. He's very close to Celestial Avatar form as well. Does have his staff that he can jump back into, but he's doing a great job over here. And these guys are not able to take him out fast enough, which means if they get outnumbered elsewhere around the map, then they're going to be able to take some nice control. Super's going to just back him up as well. Is he going to be in time? He's going to have his heal as well, and he does a nice combination blast heal there as well. But the blue team do just go for the full-on damage on Canscout. They know his cooldowns are low. He's not able to get Celestial Avatar very quickly as well. And Super, is he going to be able to get the rescue here? Tries to stealth up with Stealth Gyro, not able to get it. Slick Shoe's not effective as he would so wish.
No, absolutely not. Now we go over to Garion over at this altar point, but it's a 2-cap currently for Car Crash. They're on 400 points with 4 minutes left on the clock. Super Smash might just be out of the running right now, but it's going to be Super himself who's in a little bit of trouble over towards the temple, and Super Smash have managed to win.
Can Scout search and rescue? He's going to go for search and rescue.
Oh, so close. Can't quite get there in time.
Almost. That would have been
good
fairly
effort.
clutch. It was a very good effort.
He
was trying to go for it, of course, but he obviously not able to get there in time. But he's going to be able to sustain this, as we saw 1v2. He's got his cooldowns left pretty much as well. And we're actually going to see Amka. Looks like he's going to be dropped on this other side of the map as well, as Blackjack goes for the confirm down there. And that's the game pretty much over as it is at the moment. I don't believe they can come back as well as they'd need to get stillness and tranquility with any chance of coming back now, as well as getting caps on the board right now. We've got 2 minutes 30 until we see something come out. Can they bring some more cap points in their favour? So we Sling going down over towards the altar. It doesn't look like it. Low members as Can Scout is 1v2 still on the other side of the map, 1v1 finished off by Amstar there.
I mean, they're managing to get a couple of kills on the board, but it feels like too little too late at this point, in all honesty. Sable here is going to go into that elixir.
He's not going to have great chance against Super here, unfortunately. Because he does have his heal, actually, so he might be okay. He does have super speed left, so he's going to be able to heal himself up quite well, as well as having Moa. Now, obviously, I think this Elixir X choice is mainly because we've obviously got a Ranger on the other side, and to bring him out of that Celestial Avatar form. But Amka only over on the other side of the map, unfortunately, going into downstate as well. Now, the problem, a lot of the problem here is it feels like Super Smash are able to win in some matchups, but unfortunately they're not able to bounce off that. They're being countered elsewhere, and Car Crash to getting the kills and keeping it stalemated, as well as just rotating into fights a little bit better. Rotating around the map a little bit better at the moment than Super Smash, and just getting these kills, you see, just slowly but surely, and they're able to control the map that way.
Yeah, they absolutely are.
And they're inviting them into, how many times have we seen Can Scout 1v2 in this game?
Yeah, and it's a matter of, as well, it doesn't matter that Can Scout eventually loses that 1v2, it's how long he stays in that 1v2 for so long. And it just means that there's not really anything Super Smash can do elsewhere on the map because they're outnumbered. And now they can, the stillness has been picked up here by Car Crashed as well, which is, I feel, going to be the final nail in the coffin right now.
Can Scout with a last ditch effort to try and pull something out. But obviously that's not going to happen. 4 points away. It's not possible. And
one more tick. That is going to be game. Car Crashed are going to take this series 2-0 against Super Smash. With Search and Rescue on this map specifically, we've seen it countered pretty effectively. Yeah. However,
it's normally been the Mesmer and the Engineer.
Yeah. When we head on to Temple, though, Search and Rescue has been absolutely massive for the other teams on today. But let's take a look at these starting splits. There's actually 2 people going to the home node to start off for Morgans, and we're actually going to see Rev heading over to try and maybe slow down his opponents.
Oh, they're just going to go free, man.
The full stealth squad heading over here towards Windmill. They're looking for an early cap here.
This is going to be okay.
An advantage. Xeonix is going to be the man on the scene right now, just looking to try and contest this, but Purple Noise should be able to get a free cap over at the Windmill, and Xeonix just going to look for a way to get away from that fight and into a situation where he's going to be able to survive. Carver seems to be the focus target so far, but he's doing a decent job over towards the mansion in this 1v1. Should be just about okay. Actually, he'll going to be up in a couple of seconds. So
Carver's not got that much damage, and the thing is, he's got Elixir C here, so he's going to be able to get some might, but he's removing a lot of conditions there, and it's not going to help him. He's going to be able to sustain this well, but he's not going to be able to out-damage Tayskin. So Tayskin's probably, in the end, is going to win this matchup. He does get some poison off there as well. We're going to see the down coming out. Honey, unfortunately, was taken out over towards the midpoint, just as I was discussing the Engineers, which is an important note to come out with. But this team fight over on the midpoint is really where a lot of the action is currently. Badaka going quite low himself there as he gets into Reaper Shard. We can see the focus coming onto him as soon as he comes out of that. Then here is interrupted, able to get out of that, of course, using the Signet there.
Trusty, though, has actually gone into downstate in this fight, and while all of this was going on to Badaka, they do manage to pick him back up again. So Morgans all feeling pretty healthy, but Colsmas and Badaka both kind of struggling a little bit, and it is going to be Badaka here being focused on down. He's solo, has his heal, needs to just channel it, and he won't be able to get it off. Oh, there's the Search and Rescue. Xeonix is going to be there, though.
Colsmas is never going for that, and stubbornness is, thankfully for their team, has they've been able to to get the res there, and now comes into mid strong with Celestial Avatar. Will be able to tank on node, give his team some support there as well, and we are going to see him be successful in getting the res. Very important. His cooldown shouldn't be too long, back up quite soon as well, which means, but the thing is, he has to go probably off cap quite hard to make sure that he's going to be able to do anything about that. And actually, we can see a nice decap by Calva here. No, Thunderclap, Slick Shoes combination, unfortunately, in the end, isn't going to do anything. And now Tayskin and Carver are just dancing around the map. Badaka goes down midpoint as well. So again, I go to the Bloody Engineers, and something quite substantial happens. Honey goes into downstate here as well. Where's Cole? He goes into a nice position again, but he gets feared, and that's a good counter. But I feel like he might be able to get the res. Nice shout comes out from Badaka as well, I believe. Sorry, not Badaka, by Dank, as he comes down to interfere with that res, and they do stop the search and rescue this time, and a free cap comes in for the teams of Morguns.
Yeah, so Morguns with a fantastic start here. They do get the 3-cap. Mansion has been decapped though by Purple Noise, so they're heading over, but it's looking to be a 2 versus 2 over there as Cold Summers and Tayskin, and actually Dank now as well, going to be dueling over the Windmill, and that should go the way of the red team eventually, as we do see Cold Summer just having to back away from that one. Over towards the Mansion though, it's going to be 2 versus 2, and in fact I say that the Portal actually comes out in the end just to get back over to midpoint, and Viper going to be the one to stay and get that cap. So Purple Noise will have a cap on the board here, but it's a 2 cap now for Morguns, and they are stacking up points. Already 156 on the board as Carver trying to get up to Badaka and just escape this 2 versus 2 and get over towards that midpoint again as the battle once again begins. We're starting to see this massive team fight begin once again over the clock tower.
Yeah, Carver now deciding to get more into the team fight situation and give some extra boonage to his, obviously to his team, giving them a lot more survival. He's very tanky as well, and he can help out quite well, and it feels like the sustain there is really helping out in terms of also maybe bringing out some Slick Shoes, and we are going to see that Elixir X does bring out the Moa, and it feels like the Moa is very, very strong in these team fight situations. They take down Honey, unfortunately, in the end, and that isn't going to bring them enough boon to bring them into the fight and potentially give them the advantage. Yeah. Carver knows that now they're disadvantaged, and they need to go over towards the caps that they currently have on this map. It looks like Xeonex is going to go for the contest. That's a good matchup for him. Lots of conditions coming out, but Carver does have that Elixir C, of course, to get rid of a lot of those conditions as well.
Absolutely. Badaka did go down towards the midpoint as well, so it is just going to be fully controlled once more by more Guns Than Roses. Cold Summer now just gets absolutely obliterated over towards the windmill.
Anything about this?
No, he cannot get anywhere near that res, and is just going to have to try and escape from this one. Should be able to get away with it though, and Honey is going to be there to help him out, and actually jumps straight up onto Tayskin. Don't know if he's going to be able to get the kill too quickly on this one, to be honest.
He's not got his gyro up, so at least that's one thing. He's going to bringing it up now, so he gets a lot of damage off in the end, but unfortunately he's got that up, and that means that a lot of Viper's damage potentially in the near future is going to be thwarted, and we are going to see, obviously, gyro is going to help him out as well, as Badaka comes right in there. That's a good point, actually, because Badaka can't come in and lump all the conditions onto Tayskin, and that's a really good movement from him over on the side. The awareness of Purple Noise isn't very good at the moment, actually, of the positioning of this Morguns team. I'm using Tayskin as a bit of a camera point at the moment. We've got some contention here over on the Mansion, where this matchup really between the Mesmer and Carver is great in terms of, you know, he's got the Moa off there. Carver's going to go down. That's a great situation where they can take advantage, and a good matchup for that team. Again.
3 cap once more is going to come out from Morguns, and speaking of threes, they're on 300 points on the board as well. They're in a fantastic position to basically just start to choke out Purple Noise now.
Cold Summer's getting taken down mid potentially here by 2 members of the red team again. But Viper tries here, to come in. Yeah, I don't like this. This is not going to be a good idea if they go for the res, and that's exactly what they thought as well. And here they've got no movement. They've lost the game at the moment. They're not able to come back, unfortunately. They need to try and pick out some different matchups here. I feel like Carver running that Elixir C and in combination with the Paladins isn't working versus this team at the moment either, and they're matching up against it quite well, even though the Mesmer can apply too many conditions. That's going to outnumber the amount of conditions that Carver can actually just remove through that Elixir C, and because he's going Paladins, he's extremely tanky as well. It's not criticism of Carver like as a player, because that build is very strong in different occasions, but he doesn't feel like it's that beneficial here. That's why he's also got the Elixir X to bring him the extra damage from from the actual Rampage form. And here you can see he's actually doing okay, but in the end, in the long fight, in the long game, you can see those conditions just stacking up and the amount of damage that comes out onto him. So they need to think about where they're going to place the engineer as well as most of their team members, because they're getting into fights where they're losing, they're getting into fights where their matchups aren't so great, and their awareness at the moment just isn't there for Purple Noise.
No, absolutely.
And it sounds like I'm really being quite horrible about them, actually. But, that's just the facts of what's happening in this game for them.
Yeah, you couldn't be more right, really, to be honest, on that one. And that is going to be the mansion. Should be finished off here by Xeonix as well. So the 3 cap just to round this game out. Morguns with a convincing victory. And they are going to finish the game on almost 10 times the score of Purple Noise. So convincing victory on this first map for Morguns. And it didn't really feel like there was any point in the game where they weren't in control.
He's not going to change it up. He's like, last game we didn't win, boys and girls. We won a series where I didn't play Search and Rescue, so I'm going to stick with this. Even though on this map it could be extremely powerful, he's opted to not go for that. So we'll have to see whether or not that works out for them on this map.
Yeah, we certainly will. And here we go, as the map is going to begin 1 versus 1 over at the gate. But both side nodes just going to be capped for free here. Nobody going for those contests. And they're looking for team fights right now, as it looks like the gate might just be the place where it all goes down. Both teams starting to converge right now. Dank over on that rooftop is going to be running out of Reaper Shroud, and maybe will be a focused target here. Just going to have to try and kite away. But a Tresti actually getting incredibly low. The Condis are stacked up high on his HP bar. His heal is going to be used, though, and that's going to keep him alive for a little bit longer. But Darker has gone down, and Honey might be going down as well, as this fight looks like it might be going the way of Morguns if they can just finish off Badarka. It looks like they are going to be able to do so. Now Carver just trying to kite away.
He needs to leg it.
Yeah.
He needs to get away as fast as he can. Those conditions could pile up on him, and Viper now is stuck between a rock and a hard place, as he's going to stay over towards mid. He does have the support of Honey. She brings up some stability as well as some healing support there for him if he should so need it. And now they need to decide what they're going to do. Are they going to try and survive mid in an outnumbered fight while people come back? They are, and they do have the only cap of the game at the moment.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And Purple Noise now actually slightly in the
Honey
lead
gets
in terms
bursted
of
here.
points.
She needs to be careful. She's not got the earth. She can't go back into vulnerability.
Cold Summer is here. They're looking for the rest. I think they're going to be able to get this one. So Honey will get back up once more.
Tresti goes down though as well.
Oh, this is a really good turnaround for Purple Noise if they can finish off a Tresti, and they do. So now they have the +1 in this midpoint, and Tayskin knows about it and is just going to leg it out of that fight. He's going to be able to pull himself to safety, but that should mean that the gate is going to go the way of Purple Noise. So now they're going to be 2 caps up on the board, but the altar is going to be decapped right now as Tayskin has kited over towards that point. Dank, though, will be dropped into downstate. Demon as well is incredibly low. Will be able to get his heal off at the last second there.
That's an important decision there. Do they go for the chase? And this actually might have worked out a lot better in their favor, to be honest, because they've managed to get 2 kills on the board. Not going and not chasing Tayskin. Tayskin's got a lot of utility available in fights. It was a big decision because they could have just lost out there, and they could have lost those 2 players and just literally swapped over a cap and got a little bit of a lead. But they went for the kills there, and that was a very sensible position from Purple Noise, because now they can bounce off that potentially in +1 over versus Tayskin. But Tayskin as well, that's exactly what's happened as Viper comes over, and they can bounce off these kills. This is going to be a really good boon for them to win this game.
Yeah, and Tayskin is going to go down, so this is massive for Morguns right now. There's nobody anywhere near to pick up the res, and that is going to mean now a 2 cap in favor
in trouble
Purple
as well.
Noise. Dank is, you're absolutely right, he's in trouble. Badarka as well, though, is starting to get focused in this fight. This really could go either way. It's whoever can get this focus down early now, whoever can finish off one of these kills, but it's going to be Dank dropping for Morguns right now, and nobody's here to pick up the res. Tresti trying to get close, but there's no way to get near him. Demon as well can't pick up his teammate.
This is what I'm talking about this map.
The gate, in the meantime, is decapped by Morguns while they lose a member.
Yeah, I mean, but look, they're able to bounce off that fight, get the kills, and this is a very almost Orange Logo kind of way of playing. Nice mower comes out from Carver onto a Trastia there over on the Temple node, and really Carver's there just to distract, and those members get pulled into that point because it's right near their close, and obviously they don't want to lose a member here because they've got the advantage. They're going to pull them across the rest of the map. Nice knock that back there comes out from Cole on the title to make sure that they aren't able to get the stillness, just interrupting there in the distance. Tayskin going back because the deep point has been decapped indeed, and Purple Noise have full map control at present. Of course, we are going to see Stillness still being contested here. Portal comes out from Xenix, thinking about coming back here later on.
Cole goes down. Over towards the Stillness. Cole is in a lot of trouble and will get finished off. So this is a good fight now for Morgan.
But it's not massively.
They get the Stillness, but they don't have a point to gain those.
They're just stopping the blue team from getting it, and they're leaving a player out while Cole Sommers is dead for a few seconds there while they get the actual spawn of that Stillness. Of course, so still. Purple Noise have control, but they need to make sure that when they come back into the map now, they get focused up. At least they've got the 2 caps near their spawn point, and they can hold this. But Honey...
I think they've given up on the temple right now. Honey was over towards... Honey was at the gate, though, so she's going to be able to get back there and will stop the decap. That would have been disastrous if they lost the gate right there.
I mean, the thing is the rotation there and who was going into that fight was... not the greatest of decisions there, unfortunately, because in the end, Honey was left out. They had to keep someone on that point because she knew the portal was there, and in the end, she almost risked losing the cap. And they don't want to do this because now the 2 caps in the favor of the red team, and they did have control of that Stillness for a little bit of time. Didn't bring the massive amount of points, unfortunately. We are going to see a decap coming out from Dank here over on the mid node.
And then Honey,
look, Honey's not able to get on the node because I don't believe she's got a cooldown either, and that's a good job from them.
Yeah, absolutely, and now it's Morgans with control of the map as they have the altar. That just single cap will slowly but surely start to tick them points in now. Purple Noise are going to have to make something happen soon to be able to stop the Morgans catching up.
They're controlling Honey so well at the moment. She is going all over the place. They know it. They're putting the Ranger back mid. They need to put her in the team fight over towards the Temple node at the moment. Xenix is going to go 1v1 versus Cole. And we are going to see a down coming out onto Atrastia, actually. She wasn't even needed. Honey does come in for the potential down here. And we are going to see Rez very close to getting him up. But it doesn't look like it's going to come out here. The blue team does indeed. Just as I switch over to Honey, they get the control they needed. We're going to see a big kill coming out from Honey quite soon. She's not ready near her team members to benefit completely off of that. Points are contested, and they're just building up a slow lead here.
He gets taken down, and the Thunderclap going to stun everybody up right now, and I think Badaka might just be able to get the res. In fact, they channel it on through, but it gets cleaved on out in the end, and he will be finished off. And look at the health bars. They've extended so far for this one. Honey, Kosoma, and Carver all in trouble and are going to have to back away from this fight. So more guns somehow managed to pull this one back in for themselves. Kosoma just desperately trying to escape, looking towards the altar to get the decap. In the meantime, Carver starting to channel the cap over towards that temple as well.
They should be able to get this quite easily. Stillness. Oh no, Necro comes in. Is he going to be able to get it?
Yeah, he stops it.
Duds just about as well. That was very close. Now we're going to see a contention between Viper and Tayskin down in the bottom. Actually, this matchup isn't too great for Tayskin, but he should be able to survive quite well. He's got a lot of places to actually just line of sight here. Cap is picked up by the altar from the Ranger, of course. Now, this 1v1, not too bad for himself, of course, going up against Xenix. Portal over towards the midpoint, just in case he needs to go back there. We are going to see Atrastia coming in for the extra damage over towards the midpoint, just while Honey is contesting that, and he actually drops down. Honey is now in a 1v1 on the Stillness, and she's not in a place to really support her team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Purple Noise, they've lost control of the map. They are still ahead in points right now, but that lead is slowly but surely shrinking. Tayskin does go down, and this could be massive, but he's going to get the res off. Nice res by Atresti, but how much does this cost them? Are they going to be able to capitalize on the kill onto Atresti? Doesn't look like it,
yeah, they're following up very well here, and that is not, surely, Tayskin isn't going to go for the res there at all, and Tayskin is actually just going to escape here. Is he going to let them have it? He's just going to line the sight, be very patient, and just interrupt. Now, this is a big decision for Blue Team. Do they live in 1v1 and outnumber up top, or do they go for the 2v1 versus Tayskin and try and get the Tranquility in their favor? They need to make an extremely important decision right now, because this is going to determine the rest of the game, especially with the Revenant coming out from the red team, because he's going to be able to +1 on this map.
He certainly is.
Dank goes down. Oh! Reaper Shrug, 684 health.
That was about as close as it could possibly be, and Dank is going to be able to get away with his life as the fight continues over to mid. Carver looking for a decap over towards gate, perhaps, as he heads over there. Dank is around the scene, but he's very, very low, and as I say that, the regen starts to proc on in, so we will be able to contest that midpoint. Purple Noise, though, have both side nodes now, but the altar is... the altar is being decapped right now, so... That is going to go back in the way of more guns. But while that's being capped, there should be a +1 somewhere for Purple Noise if they can capitalize.
Yeah, but I feel like this movement now from Purple Noise needs a little bit more on it, actually. And see, Honey moves down towards the midpoint, trying to support, you know, Badaka and Carver. They're moving away from her, and they're actually just their movement at the moment is, I don't feel is that great. Cole Summers might get stillness. Oh no, precision strike comes out from the Revenant there.
Yeah.
Trusty is able to easily interrupt that from range, and it's stalemate at the moment. But the lead really will start to come out for the red team unless Purple Noise can bring something out here. Trusty at +1s, knowing the Viper's quite low and actually distancing himself in terms of line of sight. This is great communication from more guns. They take him down. What are Purple Noise going to do right now? Are they going to commit people down? It feels like they're sending the Necro down. I don't feel like this is a great decision, but Honey comes down as well with that kill. They need to get the interrupts. They commit to it, and now we've got a good 2v2 situation for Purple Noise to support, but elsewhere they will start to see people drop, and we have still seen stillness coming out as well. Cole will go down here.
Yeah, this is terrible news for Purple Noise. Stillness is in favor of more guns as they're looking to capture the gate as well. So the 4 cap will be available for more guns right now. This is very, very bad news. Purple Noise were looking so good at the start of this game, but they're starting to fall behind and they are running out of time as well. Alta has been decapped though, so they are going to be able to at least deny some of the points coming on through. Purple Noise definitely, as you say, still in this game, but they need to start to make something happen soon because the timer is going to slowly but surely tick away right now. And there's 2 points with stillness in favor of Morgans. They are starting to rack up these points right now.
And Blue are actually getting the auto point now, and they've got a cap each. We've got a 2 cap coming out for the red team. Sorry, just as I look back on the map, of course, we do have that 2 cap in favor. They need to make something of this right now. They need to decide what they're going to do with Tranquility, because Honey being down there and not supporting a team, okay, hasn't mattered massively in this game at the moment because they have been able to carry fights without her. But when she's involved in those team fights, you've noticed a big situation where they can carry it even further. Unfortunately, not able to cleave up and finish those kills, which is a problem we've seen from Purple Noise in the past, of course. But they really need to make some kind of massive move here, because the map is stalemated.
Yeah. Oh, Zeonix goes down. This could be the start of this play that you're talking about. This has to be where Purple Noise take control of the map again, or they are going to be out of this series. Zeonix just surviving as long as he can, but Viper will be able to finish him off in the end. Tayskin here.
I feel like they need a Tranquility flip.
They have to.
I feel like they need to just commit to it, because it doesn't feel like they're going to be able to actually get something out here. And Carver actually might die over towards this side of the map. He does get his heal off. He's going to be okay for now. Maybe he can kill the Necro as well, actually. He's got a nice amount of Condi removal, but he's not going to go for it. And they're not going to commit anyone else down. Mid has been decapped here, but they need to come out and make a decision. They need this
decap. They're 40
points
away from defeat right now. They are 35 points away from defeat right now. They have to make something happen. Tayskin is in a bit of trouble down in this bottom point. He's going to be able to get his Elixir S off. The knockback is going to be there, though, and actually he's knocked down. He will be knocked into downstate, and they should be able to finish off this kill. If Viper can get the Tranquility right now, but they are going to have to... It's going to be contested anyway. There's another member down there, I believe, but here we go. We're going to see Carver finish off a kill as well onto Dank, so this is good news. If they can finish off these kills, Demon is going to be dropping as well. This could be the wipe that they need. This could be their way into this map once more, as Tranquility is going to be channeled. Demon will be going down right now. But here comes a Tristy trying to get the interrupt, and he should be able to do so. But elsewhere on the map, the caps are being taken right now. If they can get Temple, they get the 3 cap without the Tranquility. Zeonix is going to go down. They just need to finish him off. They're 9 points away from victory right now. He has to deny this Tranquility, but there is the decap. They're 7 points away. Morgans only need 2 kills and they win the game, but they can't get it right now.
Right now, they need to contest it, and that's all. They need to put people in positions where they get these kills, because they've got members down on the map. They can win this game if they make the correct decision. I actually feel like the red team have made the wrong decision by putting Demon down the bottom. They haven't even got Tranquility, and they could come back and win this game, and this is what we're talking about this map, Joe, where Temple is so unpredictable. They could get the win with 7 points left. They only need 2 kills. That's stillness coming in. That's the double cap, but they don't want to lose too many bodies. Badaka is in the downstate. This kill will give them 5 points, 2 caps left. That's going to be game for Purple Noise, and that's a fantastic comeback and an epic game. And it's going to be 1-1. Predictions still on the table right now.
So let's see if we're going to see the same on this one. Sneak Gyro coming out from Tayskin just to get across the middle of the map, but the same thing comes out from the other side. Tayskin is going to get actually spotted out, just get caught up there, but they're both just going to be spreading out across the map as Tayskin looks to try and contest the henge here, but maybe actually going to change his mind and head towards mid.
Yeah, just having a look at the movement now, it looks like mostly this is very forceful from the blue team here, especially while they got the Necro coming over towards midpoint. They need to be able to sustain these fights. They can do it. They've got Cole Summers, they've got the Elementalist as well. And actually, this is quite a nice rotation because they can hold midpoint as it is. Trustia drops quite low over towards the mine now as well. And they need to make sure they don't bounce this damage back onto these team members. So of course we've got Xenix who brings out a nice distortion, which really helps Trustia to survive and come back onto Carver there. And Carver just needs to kite away and just get away from this fight right now. Yeah,
Carver did get mowed, but he will be able to get away. And Trusty, again, really the #1 focus right now for Purple Noise. They're doing their very best to pressure him, and he's going to actually have to try and just run away from this fight. Carver as well in a little bit of trouble here. He's going to be up in about 10 seconds, but I don't know if that's going to be quick enough, just cutting away, and we'll be able to line of sight everyone right now just to get away from that fight. But again, both the side nodes have been capped 1 apiece right now, and neither team seems to be able to get too big of an advantage in these fights.
Yeah, I mean, they're just holding them here at the moment. I mean, I'm trying to work. Currently, the advantage for Purple Noise being here feels like they might actually lose Badaka unless they get Trustia down in very, very low, which is exactly what's happening right now. Let's jump into his situation. He's going to have his heal up, and the support's there for him as well. So they've missed their opportunity to pick him out, and I feel like blue team, if they don't leave this fight now, they are going to start losing out, and Badaka goes into downstate.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble right now. The res is going to be there immediately, though, and they are going to be able to pick him up. So Atresti now will get dropped while his heal's on cooldown, and I don't think the res is going to be available. The cleave is going to be there. They should be able to finish him. Carver, though, is incredibly low himself and might be in trouble. The res is good. No! Carver finishes off the stomp in the end, and Carver will be able to heal himself. So Purple Noise find the advantage in this fight.
By a gnat's hair.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was very, very fortunate for the blue team there to come out on top. And we are going to see, they're over on this mine node though. Is the Revenant going to come back over and help out? He's not, and they're going to sustain over on this mine node. And now it feels like more guns really need to pull out the guns because they're losing on this. Well, they are losing on this map at the moment, but they are going to lose that also cap as well. Feels like now more guns going to operate into more of a free cap strat here.
Yeah, absolutely. But Dank is in a whole lot of trouble and will get dropped into downstate. Tayskin needs to try and pick him up, but he cannot leave that node or they'll get 3 capped, so has to just stay away from the res, and now he's in a 2 versus 1 Viper over towards this side node, heading over towards the mine, in fact, as the henge has been decapped and recapped here by more guns. But look at the health bars, they're under so much pressure. Tayskin just having to try and kite away, will be able to get his heal off, and Demon as well, teleporting up towards this midpoint, but Cole Summers is there waiting for him, and he will be finished off. Vaporform going to get him over towards that node, but it's not going to be enough to get the decap right now. And this is a fantastic position that Purple Noise are in.
They need this kill on Carver. They've got the condition damage. That's important kill. Badaka and Honey coming in as well for the save. We're going to see the Fear coming out as well as Reaper Shroud. He's going to put a ton of down cleave around the body. They're going to get the res. Oh my good lord. This is not great for the red team now. They need to make a decision here. We've got so much support over on this side of the map. And where have we got Cole Summers? He's on henge. This rotation from Purple Noise is very, very strong. They've got the supportive characters in the places they need. Obviously, they've got the Elementalists in the team fight, and we've got the Necro Ranger in a great position, but it doesn't feel like they're able to sustain it that long as Badaka drops quite low. When he comes out of that Reaper Shard, he is going to be in a lot of trouble, but look, they've got enough damage coming out onto Xenix, and he's going to be in trouble unless he gets his shadow back. He's not got his Sidney back either, and Moa, oh god, so much pain coming out onto the red team at the moment.
Demon's looking for the rest, but Xenix is going to get stomped in the end. Badaka's still surviving and gets Reaper Shroud once more, but it gets blown straight on through, knocked into downstate. I don't know if the res is going to be there, but it is in the end. Demon just managing to get away, but will get dropped into downstate anyway.
That's a horrible place to go.
Trusty as well, so low, Dank in downstate, and this is looking dicey right now for Morgans as they're all starting to drop. The Condi stacking up as well as Demon is bleeding out elsewhere, and this is bad news for Morgans. Purple Noise 50 points ahead. They've got the mid node. They're going to get the mine as well. They're looking to get some hero kills or lord kills as well on their side.
They're just moving around. Like at the moment, we We are going to see Cole Summer come back in with Honey. And again, they're in this situation where they're versus two supportive players. And this is where Red Team were at the start, where they were started off this game. And now, this is fantastic from Purple Noise. They're really suckering this Guns team into some great situations. And they're moving around. That move from mid to mine, even though it felt kind of obvious almost to a degree, like Cole going over to Henge was a good choice, and they won that out in the end. This is good movement from Purple Noise. They're winning a lot of these matchups. They're situating themselves around the map very well as well. More Guns need to use their portals a bit better at the moment. They need to have map presence, and they haven't got it with the Mesmer.
No, they absolutely don't. And
they do have it, but they're not using it.
yeah, well, they've not been able to find it, that's for sure. But Zeonix down to half HP as he went over towards the midpoint, but then teleports away using that portal, I believe. And he's ended up over towards the Henge. So they should be able to get that first cap on the board for themselves. But elsewhere, Dank versus Carver at that mine.
This is a big lead at the moment. This is a big lead.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Carver will drop, though, over towards the mine, and could be the start of their comeback. Dank is just going to go for the down because Hunt members are coming over. This is a waste of time right now. They're still trying to come over. I feel like he could have just let him bleed out for a little bit of time there.
I think right now they're just looking to make sure that they have that man advantage, but it means that they didn't get the cap here as Honey arrives. Tayskin is in a little bit of trouble here up against Cole, as Zeonix is down elsewhere on the map, I believe. That's not even over at the mid node, it's just nearby. Wow. He's got so many condis on there, will end up bleeding out eventually.
Even with the advantage, they just want a cap to come back into the game, and because of that, they've sacrificed two members versus Honey. They need to kill her.
The Henge is going the way of Purple Noise as well. They're going to be able to get this 2-cap. Honey will go down, but Viper is there.
Viper,
should be able to pick up the Vapor Form. Comes on through. Demon looking to try and finish this one in the end. Really, really nice play. Honey should be able to get rezzed up here. Demon channeling the stomp though and will get knocked back in the end, but Honey eventually goes down as Badaka and Viper both have to retreat from this one. Maybe this is the way back in for more Guns. They need to try and find something to capitalize right now because the 2-cap's still in the favor of Purple Noise. They've got an engineer each over towards the Henge as the fight continues over at this mid node. Dank trying to get the decap, but Cole Summers is going to be there to get the knockback. And the fight continues. Carver actually going to be the target right now and will be knocked into downstate over towards the Henge as Honey there to try and get the res, but I don't know if she's going to be able to do it. There's the stomp coming on out. Now Honey in a 2 versus 1 just going to have to try and run away. And now the 2-cap should be able to come out here for more Guns. They've got 2 kills on the board.
But look at this point score. They really need to pull right out of the bag here and really get these kills. Keep piling them up. And that's going to be their comeback. And the comeback is real with the 2-caps on the side. We've got members down, Badaka and Cole out of the map. With Viper next on the target list. They need to make sure they take him down. But Honey comes down for the support. Where is the rest of the team on red to come down and help him? Badaka finally gets down there, but I feel like they could have taken some advantage here. And now Henge is being focused by the blue team. This is slow movement by more Guns. How have they lost this cap? They're not coming out to the respawns. They've given up far for the mid node, but they need to keep that point contested. I feel like Zeonix needs to get on node just to delay the cap. He does, and that's a good decision from him. He's got portal, so if he needs support out, he can, and that's important to sustain the map and give them some kind of control back. They need to now hold these caps in their favor. We got 2v1 over on the other side of the map, and they can't go 2v1 versus Cole because they will lose mid if they don't.
Yeah, they
decide to move out of that.
Yeah, they need to get the rotation on the go as there are 4 members right now here for Purple Noise. They're looking to reclaim this midpoint if they can. Atrasti is going to be the target. It just gets blown up. He should be able to get finished off as well. Demon looking for the res, but he's not going to be able to find it.
No, they've lost, almost losing mid.
Honey with some beautiful positioning right there. Nearly gets the decap. Dank going to be the next target. Runs out of Reaper Shroud. Will have to back away as Demon now on that front line. That's going to be the Henge contested, and it's as decap comes on out. Carver and Honey going to be there. Demon doing his very best to just try and deny the cap as long as he can, but it's not going to be enough. Tayskin knocked off point. Oh, the root doesn't quite land. That would have been huge if that root had landed. That would have been a 3-cap almost.
I mean, Cole's like really good at getting those decaps. They lose mid from a position where they should have decided what they were going to do. They didn't push like... I mean, they gave up mid for the mine, but look at that. She switched over a potential 3-cap when they were getting wiped into a 2-cap in their favor. This has got to be Purple Noise's game. They are playing it better at the moment. They're getting the kills. They're rotating around the map quicker. They're able to position and think about what they're doing. Zeonix is trying to get something out of this Henge decap. Can they come back in the 5 minutes? We know it's possible on this map, but they need to do it now.
Yeah, they absolutely do. Last time this game was down to Chieftain kills, but is it going to be the same on this one? Viper turned into a Mo. It should be able to kite away from that one in the end. Henge currently decapped. Neither team having control of that one. As Atresti chasing onto Cole, but Cole is one very tanky druid and should be able to get away with this one. Actually, heal going to be up in just a couple of seconds, so should be able to survive pretty comfortably. Here we go. A lot of pressure actually coming out onto Cole here. They're trying to focus him down, but really, I don't think Cole is the target that you need to be focusing in these fights. Demon gets the decap, though, and actually, it's only more guns. They've got 2 caps for themselves, and they're going to be able to start to catch up.
But Cole's going to get to the mine before he's able to do anything, and Dank going down over towards the Henge ain't going to help them whatsoever. Because they had to split at mid, they've actually given themselves up a little bit of a position here, and the Trusty going down, it possibly could be something which is going to happen. The comeback is happening at the moment with the 2 caps on the side still in their favour. But of course the decap does come out from Cole in the end. We're looking at Xenix on the team of more guns to keep them in this game at the moment. He is 1v2 and a cap right across the other side of the map. No, but he does get some backup as well. He needs to get some backup potentially. Maybe the Necro's thinking about it, but the Mesmer is just going to hold there in that fact.
All caps now neutral, which is perfectly fine in Purple Noise's book because
Bedaka
they are still ahead in points.
Low.
Bedaka is in a lot of trouble right now, and Carver as well incredibly low. Bedaka is in downstate and will get finished off. Carver goes into downstate as well.
My emotions
right now, Morgans are looking to try and wipe the enemy team of Purple Noise. They've won it over at mid, and they should be able to get that cap
Xenix
for themselves. They need to turn this into more across the map. If Xenix goes down, that's terrible news, and he will get dropped into downstate. Atresti is here to try and get this rest, but he's not going to be able to. The cleave is going to be there from Viper and Honey. He's looking for the rest. He's going to be able to get it. No, gets denied at the very last second, but he goes back for it. Xenix teleports away from this one. He's so low, but the Condis are stacking up on him in the end. Nice shout is going to freeze everybody up.
Going down. Tayskin as well, potentially on the other side of the map. They've got the point, but he's got Elixir S. No one is in that position to help out. They're losing bodies. They've lost Atrastia as well in downstate. Tayskin needs help. He gets down Cole Summers. That's an important kill, and they need to make sure they guard mid. But Bedaka is being chased down as well. He's in Reaper Shroud, but he needs to leave right now. He's got that stability from the Reaper Shroud as well, but if he gets pulled out of that and the kill comes down to him, they could lose this map as it is. But Xenix going over to the other side of the map is going to contest, maybe forcing the blue team towards back towards that point rather than going towards the mansion. They've still got
Purple Noise. Purple Noise can just look for Chieftain kills. They are 25 points away. If they get a kill onto Chieftain right now, they are going to win the game. Purple Noise are fully in the driver's seat. They've got the kill onto Dank, and now they're going to be starting off the Chieftain. If they can get the killing blow, this is going to be game. Xenix looking to do his best to try and finish this one off himself, but can't afford to take too much damage to Chieftain. It's going to be finished. Morgans managed to grab that one for themselves.
They need to go
still
to the
have the 2 cap. I don't know if they can still win right now. There's only 15 points away for Purple Noise. Xenix is so low and will get dropped into downstate. This is going to be another 5 points if they finish this one off. Honey channeling the stomp and will be able to finish it. They're 5 points away from victory. Unless they get the decap on Henge, they're going to lose the game.
They're going to lose because they've got Tayskin in downstate as well.
What a game. Again, so close down to the wire between these two teams.
These are two of the biggest teams in the world of Guild Wars 2 competitive entertainment right here in PvP for you today in the Pro League.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be one of the biggest games of the season, especially for TCG here. If TCG lose this, they might just be out of the runnings for finals, but we'll see if they're going to be able to take this one as the game is underway, and both teams going to be starting with pretty standard opening splits by the looks of things. A 3 versus 3 over at that midpoint, and a couple of contestants maybe at the side nodes. We'll have to wait and see.
This movement of the Rager is very important, actually.
Yeah, 100% sure. Looks like he's going for the contestant over towards the mansion, but actually is going to be chased up, so it's going to be Triffin going over to +1 that over at the mansion. That's going to be a 2v1 in favor of Vermillion, but that means they've got one less player elsewhere on the map right now.
They interrupt everything from Drezzy there, and Drezzy is almost dead, and I think he's going to go down here. That is good response from the red team already. They lose out on people around the map, but the problem is that we guess what, who flipping well plussed up on that flight. It was Triffin, and Triffin can move to mid almost instantaneously here, and Frostball moves over to mid as well. And unfortunately, Drezzy really felt like he didn't get involved too early in that fight. It felt like mid would have been the best decision there.
Yeah, quite possibly right now, but RG is in a little bit of trouble being 1v1, or 2v1, sorry, by Kazas and Helseth.
Need that kill fast.
Should be able to get away with this one. Just managed to heal himself up, and he's just trying to get over towards mid. Nice jump comes out, and that will get him to safety. Beautiful play from RG, but that is going to mean Kazas can now take that mid. Just
he's in trouble.
Going for a little bit of parkour as he gets up onto
the Ranger?
the roof. They
he's
are going to be
not
able to
close
that
enough
one.
for this. He needs to come in for that. Maybe he is actually. Search and rescue.
Out.
No.
No, he can't. He can't do it. It gets frozen as well. Triffin now. Actually, Draza is in trouble. He's going to get stunned up, and he's going to get taken down as well. Terrible, terrible news for TCG.
What is that about? That was like, I don't think that was not an intro. I do believe he was just plainly out of range. I mean, surely. I
think maybe they thought the Vapor Form could get them further and would be able to get them in range, but that is a serious misplay.
After that, like not moving, like he was literally. I know he got stunned and dazed and whatnot as well.
He was definitely just mashing the button for search and rescue, hoping it would work, but
just thinking, yeah, maybe there's some lag there. But listen, this map at the moment, Triffin is just being an absolute boss in terms of his map movement and his awareness of what's going on. And TCG get fully decapped here over on the windmill as well, and there's not much they can do about that. And Lord Helseth versus Frostball here in the grudge match between the Mesmers. Frostball just wants the decap. That's all he wants. He's going to contest that as well, it looks like at the moment. And we're going to go over towards midpoint now as well. Lord Sura just planting himself on node, giving some control, giving some conduit removal as well as HP to the rest of his team. But Kazes gets knocked back there as well as almost down. I thought it was going to go into downstate there as well. Let's see, go from his perspective, see how well he's going to be able to get out of this situation, because he jumps straight back into it. Gets into Reaper Shop, but gets mowed. Great control again from the team, but Triffin goes down, and so does Kazes elsewhere. So we are looking at a race here, and guess who wins the race is Vermillion, and TCG are absolutely being destroyed over on the midpoint, and they're losing complete control of this fight. The guys who normally rely on their map dominance and rotations are being completely annihilated at the mid and on this Battle of Kylo map.
Absolutely, 100-point lead right now for Vermillion as they still have the 2-cap in their favor. RG more than happy in this 1 versus 1 against Draza, who's unable to get the decap right now, and RG doesn't even have to do anything right now. He doesn't even have to win this fight. All he has to do is survive. However, Kazas is here, and now RG
may have been there for too long.
Yeah, I think he's decided that's about time for him to leave. This one is going to be able to get the defense field, but Curve is now arriving as well on that Necro. RG is incredibly low though. Should be able to get his heal off when he comes back into his larger self, and we'll be able to get back onto this node. But the decap did come out, so it's only 1 cap apiece now, and RG still under this pressure. Actually, in a lot of trouble, and Helseth has arrived as well. RG desperately trying to escape. Actually knocks himself back into the team, but here comes Snowball as well, and RG somehow surviving this one.
Snowball
will be able to get away.
Get a kill. Oh my god, so much focus onto RG, but Draze pulls that search and rescue, interrupt, and they deal with it superbly well. And Draze actually goes down quite low himself, does have Stone Signet left.
Disconnect comes out though. Vermillion only have 4 players on the map. I don't think it's early enough to get the restart.
No, what are they going to do? Are they going to AFK? Helseth AFKs because he's just died. That's good sportsmanship. But oh my god, I mean, they really could have just said, go 5v4. That's an honor play and fair play to TCG, because they are losing and this is such an important game. Obviously, well respect to those guys.
Yeah,
2 cap in their favor, but you know, now they're going to AFK and this is going to be a 4v4.
Absolutely, and I mean, TCG are back in control of the map though. They have a 2 cap for themselves as Triffin has gone down elsewhere on the map.
That's a lot of... yeah, we're just going to have to wait until he comes back.
Apparently, we're not going to see the AFK. Helseth going to be joining the map again, so hopefully Vermillion can get their 5th player back in the map for this one. Snowball going to be fighting this one out, and incredibly low. This is bad news for Vermillion right now, as Snowball is going to drop into that downstate, and he's going to be able to use that Vapor Form, but there's nobody around to pick him back up, and will be finished off by Kazas as TCG now in complete control of the map. Vermillion, they need to get their 5th player back, or they are in serious trouble. They're still ahead in points right now. They still have the mansion in their favor, but they're certainly going to be struggling.
Feels like
to
I'm
win
going
out on
AFK right now, almost with the camera, just because of the feeling of what's happening right now. And now TCG doing something which is very, very questionable. But what do you do in this situation? This is Pro League. I mean, this is the finals. This is a difference between getting 8k in 3rd or going for, you know, the amount of money that's in the finals.
Going for that 50k first prize. Exactly. Yeah, this is a massive game.
That's a hard decision. What would you do? You have to question that in your head. And, you know, I'm not even going to say what I would do because I don't know. Triffin goes into downstate here. In a 5v4, inevitably TCG will win this game. If they don't get their 5th member back, Vermillion need to try and push him back onto the interwebs. It's not RG. They haven't pulled out his connection, but this is just they're going to be able to dominate. It's obvious at the moment. They're going to be able to outnumber. They're going to be able to push that final node, and they're going to be able to win the map. We're going to see that Drazza, he's going to be out of this, though, at the moment, because he's just guarding the nodes. But I don't see why he needs to do so much, because they know where they are at the moment. He could even just push in right now to try and potentially get some kills here, along with the rest of his team.
Drazza's just hanging back because he knows he's near the spawn point for Vermillion, so he's just protecting the nodes at this point. But the mansion is eventually going to be won out here for TCG as Snowball looks for a decap over towards the midpoint.
That's bad, but this is... Oh, Lord of Surah gets some cap, but almost getting decapped when you're 5v4. Really? I think they're almost feel bad, maybe, that they're not currently these, like, AFKing. But hey-ho.
Yeah, this is, I don't really know what to say on this one. There's not a whole lot to commentate, obviously. 5 versus 4. It is a 3 cap, and rightly so. TCG over 40 points ahead now in just a second.
Can't reset. So the game's been going on for so long. This is the rules. Like, they're talking about it in the chat, and it's only within the first 2 minutes. That is the Pro League rules, and they were winning though, and it's like,
it's
wow.
Unfortunate.
I mean, well, at least maybe I'm closer to my prediction. Just go good.
Yeah, I mean,
still about myself, but Frey might go down here over towards the mansion as everyone's talking in chat, and Frey gets taken down, and they are 5v4, and he actually goes into downstate as well as push back here. He's a free cap in TCG's favor. If we don't see the 5th member come back, we will see TCG win this first game, but the search and rescue will carry that.
Oh, they've got 5 members. They've got 5 members again.
Oh yeah, but he's going to be this map 100 points now in favor of themselves. I bet Frostball's coming back and thinking,
there's still there's still 7 minutes left, so it's not over just yet.
And Windmill,
going to be able to get the decap right now.
I don't think they realise that he's come back, and actually this could be very good now.
If Vermillion win this right now, that is kind of just, I wouldn't even know what to say. That'll just be Vermillion saying we are the better team, and TCG right now, they have that honor on the line. If they lose this after having a 4 versus 5 for so long, this is going to be bad news for them. But RG now going to be getting on to Frey.
Laugh quite hard.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but I will. And that's just the way it is.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
TCG cannot lose this game, surely, right now. But the thing is, Vermillion felt so dominant that there's a potential for them to do so, because the lead is still only 150 points. And they have got a cap in their favor, as well as Windmill, which potentially will go into their favor as well. Kaz is downstate, will get breads up here, though, as well. And he's going to be completely fine over towards the mansion node. But they need to think about their fights and their situations and their matchups here. Triffin and Frostball are very, very low. And actually on this side of the map, we do see again in the 1v1s, the Ranger Druid is very, very strong. Triffin going down over towards the mansion here as well will mean that they will rocket over towards that 500 point score with the potential of winning this first game. And with a very, very interesting decision to not AFK 5 versus 4. But what do you do? What do you do?
I mean, at the end of the day, this is the Pro League. They're playing for money. They're playing...
Oh, he's lost connection again.
Yeah, I think he might DC during the fight, to be honest. But this is going to be the game going the way of TCG, inevitably. 5 minutes still on the clock, but 4 versus 5 once more. There's not a whole lot Vermillion are going to be able to do about this one in TCG. It's just a matter of kind of dotting the I's and crossing the T's at this stage. They're going to be able to slowly but surely eke out the victories. Curve going to be going down over towards the mansion. There's nothing Snowball can do to save him there. RG in a 1 versus 1 against Lord Azura. It's going to go on for a while, but at the end of the day, that will be +1 in favor of TCG eventually. Triffin actually nearby, but there's not a lot he's going to be able to do. Snowball here over towards the mansion, which is about 1,000,000 to 1 right now in that fight.
Blue team grabbed a capture.
And there's not a whole lot else to say.
I don't really know what to say.
That's heartbreaking for Vermillion that this first map has to go down because of a DC. But TCG are going to be able to take the Battle of Kylo here.
It's going to be an interesting decision for the next game, and what's going to happen. Do they drop Frostball and bring in Alcor? Because if you were Vermillion right now and he DCs once after that 2 minutes on Temple, especially around Tranquility, it's over. Like, they have to make a very, very important decision right now. They need to do it.
This is...
You can come to us, by the way. We don't need to stay in game anymore.
This is over. 2 more points just have to come on through. But there it is. First game is going to be going the way of TCG. Underway once more. Vermillion here up against TCG. TCG 1-0 up. And let's just, as we would expect the players to be doing right now, let's just forget about game 1 and just concentrate on game 2 right now. Vermillion, with it all to do right now, they are a game down and they need to win this one to stay in this series. But after the start of the first map, they certainly look like they have the ability to do so. We're going to see both teams going for that single side cap to start things off.
Yeah, Helseth leaves a portal mid. We're going to see the cap over towards the altar potentially, as we see Frostball going for a little bit of a cross here over towards the altar as well. So we see a lot of rotational, we see a lot of map movement at present. Dreze going in for this 1v1. Now we know on Windmill before, we saw him obviously winning that to a degree. Obviously we don't know how much lag came into that before, but obviously that doesn't matter. That's just the way it is. RG now over towards the other side of the map. It's in the 1v1 versus Helseth, and in the end will struggle to keep this up. But we are going to see a potential portal play coming out here as well, as Kaza just dips in for a moment into this 1v1, and is going to switch up with Helseth. That's a nice decision, but Dreze elsewhere does go out down around on the rest of the map here as well, as Helseth thinks about potentially going to altar, but that means they will be outnumbered elsewhere.
It certainly does. So, man advantage now for Vermillion. They're 14 points up and they need to find themselves a cap, and they are going to be able to do so on altar. But immediately, Dreze heading over to try and contest that node. And actually, he's going to be able to get away with that one, because by the looks of things, we are going to see Frostball just heading straight over towards that midpoint. They're looking to win the fight, but Kaza is going to be going into downstate. Lotus Jura is there to try and get the res, but there's no way he's going for that one. He's just going to have to leg it away from this fight. But Triffin isn't looking to let him get away easily. And in the meantime, Snowball looking to try and capture this midpoint, so close to getting it, as the altar is going to be contested. We saw the teleport back from Frostball just to defend that one, and now it's a 2 cap here for Vermillion. They're managing to start to pull a lead out in this game. Dreze in a 2 versus 1, and the 3 cap comes out. Vermillion clearly angry about the first game, and they are starting this second one in style.
This is not great play by TCG whatsoever. Like, their movement potentially at the start was quite good, but they're losing out at the moment not very well. I mean, that's a res comes out obviously there onto the Dreze, of course, playing the Druid. But the beginning split all about Vermillion. Vermillion are just being calm, collected, winning those fights, and able to win out overall in the map in general. And now Kaza is potentially going to go down over towards this midpoint here, unless he's very careful. Feels like they, I don't feel very together at the moment. It feels like a new, different team for some reason, as if they haven't got that synergy that they would normally have.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kaza is going to be going down once more. The res is going to be trying to guess denied, though. Nice knockback comes on out, and the cleave will be there. That should be a kill. Maybe Lotus Zero looking for the res once more. Freight as well trying to get in there, but they are going to be able to finish this one off in the end. So again, Vermillion winning yet another fight. They don't have any caps on the board just yet, though. But so long as they can continue to win these fights, that doesn't really matter.
I mean, the thing is, at the moment, like TCG, if they're going to win any map, they want to win this one, because it's the unpredictable map. It's the map with the comeback of the year map. Even if you've got 200 or 300 point lead, sometimes it feels like you could come back and win this. Now Asura is legging over towards the midpoint versus Snowball. Like, this movement is just going to be in a 1v1 on a cap point in favor of Vermillion, so he knows that that's not beneficial. RG goes down on the other side of the map in a +1 from the blue team, and now Dresden needs to make sure that he survives. This is kind of in a 1v2 here, and actually Frostball is opting to potentially come off point as well.
Stillness might be captured here over towards the midpoint. Though, is Frostball walking into a wall. That is a sad sight to see. Triffin here going to be fighting away against Dreze, looking to try and take this one.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's unfortunate, and that's the DC. And I don't think at the moment,
especially on this map, there's not really a way to 4v5.
Yes. Anyway, over towards the altar. Let's carry on as if we're just thinking about the map, and there will be no AFK. It doesn't look like at the moment as well, so that's just going to be the way it is. And members from Vermillion will go down here, but will they give up everything at the moment just because of that DC? I mean, It's questionable. What do you do here right now? And they are outnumbered, and this is a horrible map to be outnumbered on, and any map, of course. It's absolute crap what I'm saying. It's 4v5, and they're going to be able to win the map. It's just the way it is, and that's the God's honest truth right now. But again, you know, those decisions, what do you do? This is just the way it is. This is the match. It is being played. It's been said by the admins, and it is going to carry on.
Absolutely. And here we go. So 3 cap coming out now for TCG, well in the lead, and there's not really going to be a whole lot Vermillion are going to be able to do about this one. They're going to slowly but surely start to fall behind, and they're not really going to be able to contest these nodes. I
feel bad for them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people will feel bad, but at the same time, the decisions have to be made, and that is the way it is. And this is a professional league, like we were saying before. Frostball has come back, and they are not that far ahead, but 3 cap in favour. Frostball is looking to come out into this map and bring it back to these guys, because everyone at the moment wants these guys to win versus TCG. I feel like that's the thing, yeah. Indeed.
I mean, that's got to be the general feeling, because like, a DC is never going to be fun, but here we go. 5 versus 5 once more, and the gate already decapped. TCG with a small lead, but it's nothing massive. And let's remember, we are on Temple. It doesn't matter how far ahead you are, so long as there are minutes on the clock, there's always a way back into this game.
They survived that mower well. I mean, Curve got mowed fully there. Good support, and they bounced it back, and they're going to get the 2 downs here. It's Helsef and Karzes both going to the down state, and that's a strong comeback from Frostball. Feels like he's just saying, boys, let's just get on with this. Let's rinse these guys, destroy them, and take back this map, because this is ours. This is our game right now.
It certainly looks like that.
Unfortunately, Frostball goes into downstate. Maybe that's
yeah, I mean, Frostball wasn't in a great 1v1 right there. He's going to be able to get res once more, but they have managed to find themselves the gate. Now they need to look towards these side noses. Frey looks to try and decap the midpoint, but here comes Curve to contest this one. So we're going to see the Necro versus Rev 1v1 there, but Frostball elsewhere on the map is going to be looking for Drazit, and maybe looking for a contestant over towards that altar. Still got quite a few cooldowns available for himself, so should be just about okay, but actually ends up in downstate, so not going to be able to get away with that one for himself, and we'll just slowly but surely bleed out as the buffs have spawned. This is the worst possible time to be bleeding out, to be quite honest. Snowball now in a 1 versus 1 against Frey, as we see Curve over there just battling away, and Vermillion, they've managed to get 1 cap apiece right now. They've got a decap over the altar as well.
Yeah, I mean, this Frostball just bled out, of course. It doesn't need to be down. He's off node, still potentially having some difficulties with his connection there. But now I see Frey over towards Stillness, trying to get the cap there, but the kill probably more likely right now as Triffin just dips down below to get the potential up on the Tranquility, because if they get that, of course, it won't matter. But Triffin just trying to escape with there more than anything, trying to get to mid, guard that mid cap as well. And it looks like we're going back over towards Helsef. See what they're going to do over towards this Tranquility buff. Looks like Frostball on his way back in as well, potentially. We're looking forward to see him coming back quite shortly as well. 308 points with a double cap, and the Stillness goes in for TCG as they come up with their win potentially against Vermillion in this map. Looks like it could be the case. Karzes low HP down below as well is looking absolutely fine as he gets his heal off. Reaper Shard comes out of that as well. Lord Asura is here to back him up. Should be absolutely fine here as well. And it is the free character Stillness. This will be the win for TCG, it looks like at the moment. Frostball is not here. He is not available, unfortunately, at the moment. It looks like he's had connection issues. The decision's been made, and that's it. This is going to be a TCG win.
Yeah, it certainly is. The 3 cap is going to be there, and they're just 110 points away from clinching this one. It's, yeah, I mean, we're just going to watch the rest of this game play out, obviously, as the 2 more kills come on through. Snowball going to be going down, but it looks like Vermillion players potentially kind of just AFK in this one at this stage, as Snowball just going to drop. And that is going to be, slowly but surely, the points rolling on in. TCG have managed to take this series for themselves. And, I mean, chat is not pleasant right now in-game. That's safe to say. But, yeah, that is going to be TCG. They pick up the Tranquility for themselves. They are going to pick up this second map. They are going to pick up this best of 3. And we said this is a best of 3 that TCG absolutely have to win if they want a chance of getting to finals. And they have managed to get this one for themselves. And there it is. That is going to be Temple of the Silent Storm going the way of TCG. So, yeah, that is going to be the end of that series. So thank you very much for watching, guys. Make sure you tune into NA later. But from us here at EU, it is going to be good night, and we'll see you next week.